Yo! How's everybody doing? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and Winches, how y'all doing? And God bless, we are back to talk about Halo. We're also here to talk about Jason Schreier. And we're also going to we're going to watch a Decembro video as well. We're also going to talk about something else. I don't even know how to explain it, but I'll show you. I've been weirded out about voice actors for a while now, and this just goes to show you that it's probably the first thing that I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But good to see you all. Good to see you all. Man, Halo ain't looking too good right now. Halo ain't looking too good right now. Man, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Oh man, what the fuck? What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay. Put that up here. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, there we go. What? Let me change it. That was weird. I'm not playing Resident Evil. I'm just chatting. I don't know why I would say that. That was weird. Okay. Yes. How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, we got Pineappler, we got Greenskin, we got Tekla. How y'all doing? Oh my god. Oh my god, that feels good. That feels good. Feels real good. Get this out of here. Boom. Let's go ahead and talk about our first topic. This one's gonna be, oh, first of all, by the way, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on at work, but some of these places, some of these ladies, I don't know, bro. I need to shoot my shot, bro. These ladies are not looking at me like, hey, customer. Especially that first one today. I just started diving into Warframe again after 4 years. Oh, man. Good on ya. Doing good. Going to see Spider-Man tomorrow. Awesome. I hope you enjoy it. I hope so. I'm a little bit dicey on it, but it's not bad. Tobey Maguire still is the best, of course. But definitely, while I was at work, I was just like, bro, shoot your shot. Bro, shoot your shot. There were multiple areas of shooting my shot, and I need to shoot my shots now. Because I need to stop going like, bro, nobody looks at you like that and goes like, oh man, I'm just being nice. You'll know. If you're around people, you'll know the difference between, oh, I'm just being courteous. And then there's, oh yeah, this man is attractive. Yep. That hooked up? Yes. Okay, we're online. I gotta watch out for OBS because it's been being weird lately, but I think we're good. I don't think I'm connected to, no, I'm not connected to that one. Only two. I'm not really doing that one anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with our first one here in just a second. Hold on. What is this? Okay. Huh? I don't care about that. That has nothing. I don't care about that. Oh shit! What the hell? I had a whole conversation planned out for that. What the hell? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if we can bring it out. I had a whole conversation planned out for that, and I somehow deleted it out of my brain. What the hell's wrong with me? Okay. I pulled it out, and I was just like, yeah, I want to talk about this. And then I just threw it out when I saw the Jason Schreier conversation. We're going to put this right here. That right here. I'm not gonna show feet on the screen. I'm not gonna fucking flashbang anybody with some toes. Not gonna do it. That's Kata's channel, not mine. Damn. Everybody's getting it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do it. This one's going to be a short conversation. Okay. A little bit of information. The actor who plays Lae'zel says almost broke up with her own character in Baldur's Gate 3. Devora Wild said playing Lae'zel feels like interacting with someone else because the character's voice and personality are so different from her own. I nearly broke up with her the other day, but didn't have the guts to go through it, Wild said. She also called Lae'zel a sweet little queen lizard. Well, she does look kind of like a lizard, so yeah. And said that while she can seem harsh at first, she has one of the game's best and most emotional character stories. Okay. I know. I think what she's talking about is that she was playing the game and she was romancing Lae'zel. I don't think that she was talking about like, oh yeah, I was thinking about it in my brain and I was breaking up with the character. I don't think so. I think she was actually literally playing the game and like was like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with said character. Some people are saying it's like, she's a bit fruit and nut, isn't she? Her voice and personality are so different from my own. That's acting, you stupid. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Absolutely, 100%. The image can be used for a lot of statements, but that one has to be in the top 10 of the crap that basically forced me to use it. The hell is this slut saying? Literally every companion in this game has the same story arc where they seem harsh at first, but they secretly soft on the inside and have to escape some oppressive overlord. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, you're right. Oh my god. Oh my... No, not that one. Not Gale. Will is the one that's a little bit more complex. Will is was never an asshole at the beginning. Asterion, I like how they tried to make you well, they didn't make you sympathize. I just straight up fucking was done with him. But Asterion was the same. Like escaping oppressive, whatever. Shadowheart, the same thing. Karlach is literally the same thing. Well, Karlach is a little bit more complex than that. Shadowheart is kind of Shadowheart is a little bit different. No, she is the same. Yeah, but it's... Holy shit, he's right. Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. So, Shadowheart manipulated into the whole Shar thing. Parents are fucking away. I guess now I know why people like Minthara. I mean, she didn't know the same thing happened to her. No, she's not in like oppressed or anything. She was in an area that she wanted to be in. She was evil, and then somebody out-eviled her. She was never... Minthara was never oppressed. She was amongst other people that were evil, and then a person with more power was going to kill her. So if the roles were reversed, Minthara would kill the main antagonist, because Minthara is a fucking is a not a dark elf, but you know. So it's a bit of the same. Lae'zel, the same thing, oppressive, like going through some shit, you know, trusted the queen. And then let's go back to Karlach. Holy shit, she's the same thing. I mean, she was no. This one was different, because she was enslaved. She was like, she joined up with one antagonist. Turns out he was lying, and she was enslaved, and then they did some crazy stuff to her. So that's a little bit different. Halsin's not even remotely like the others. Gale's story is different. Will's story is different. Who else? Wait a minute. I just realized this. Are most of the men's story, or at least the like Gale and Will and Halsin, are like different stories? Lae'zel, Karlach, Shadowheart. I'm not gonna throw Minthara in there because it's her thing. I mean, she's not in an oppressive area, or, you know, being subjugated. She wanted to do all those crazy and horrible things. She wasn't like, oh man, I'm being indoctrinated. No, Minthara was all about it. Minx doesn't matter. Jahara doesn't matter. They're legacy characters. Who else? I think that's it. I'm over here trying to think of... I mean, I thought we were going to have a bard in our team, but turns out that bard is not actually going to be in your team. So... yeah, they're right. Wow. I mean... wow. I didn't even think about that. I think that she's referring to her playing the game. I nearly broke up with her the other day, but didn't have the guts to go through it. Okay, I think she was just playing the game, and she was just talking about her playing the game. Here's another thing. She's a woman, okay? Women care about romances in video games more than men do. It's just a fact, okay? I honestly, yeah, actors and actresses, I mean, voice actors and voice actresses, they could be cringe. But this, I'm not really... I mean, we could talk about Jennifer English being weird. We could talk about Ben Starr being weird. This is nothing to me. We're gonna move on. So what if she's being weird? Nobody cares. We're gonna move on. I've been told that any story that even touches on slavery is woke by Witcher fans. They're wrong. It's... Wait. That does not? Oh, no, that does. That even touches on slavery? I don't know who told you that. It just needs to be conscious of societal issues, any issues. I don't know. I beat Asterion to death on the beach my first playthrough. I should have done that. I did it on early access. I didn't do it on the first playthrough. I just wanted to see his story. Now I just kill him. Okay. We need to talk. Wait. Why you... Okay. Okay. Okay, let's talk about this character. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless you all. We are here to talk about AA and indie devs going off their hot ladies. We're gonna first start off with Knight's Pass, and then I'm gonna show you two others, because hot damn, I love it here. I'm never going to leave. First, we got Knight's Path with Veronica. Born to a noble house that lost everything, Veronica now serves Lady Elena with her loyal cat forever at her side. Her attire changes with the day, from duty and travel to the peace of home. Very, very attractive character. Good on Knight's Path for putting a redhead in the game. She is not romanceable. She's not romanceable. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's fine. She's not romanceable. However, the developers have said there is going to be a redhead that is romanceable, and she's even hotter than this one. And I'm over here like, what do you mean? How do you? I'm like, I'm over here thinking to myself, there's no, her massive knockers. I saw somebody in this chat, in this comment section, say like, aren't we doing too much? What happened to you men? What happened? What happened? It's honestly just like, it's one guy. I'm not gonna get one guy. I'm just gonna move on and be happy. That's me, okay? It's just one guy. Now, I think this is absolutely fantastic. She's very attractive. Good on them. Really good job on, you know, designing a cat. Really, really awesome. We also got others, even from Team Clout, the same people that are tied to Mundfish. We got the scientist, a young, ambitious. They didn't give her name, by the way. A young, ambitious, and talented scientist with a PhD whose name already echoes across the leading global publication. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Hot woman in the video game ill. A hot woman in a horror video game means two things. One, she's gonna die. Two, she's actually the problem. Okay? It's one of the two. Okay? So hats off to Team Clout that are tied to Mundfish. I think that's fucking great. More of that, please. And we are not even done yet, because we got one more, and it's actually from Swords and Slippers, because they got a new character, because they already have Snow White, they already have Red Hood, and now they have Rapunzel. So check this out. So they got their third character on Swords and Slippers, and you can finally wishlist the game right now. I'm excited to play it with you guys. Actually, should it be available right now? Is it? No. Have I checked? Let me go check. I wish I want more games to be on GOG. You know what I mean? I want more games to be on GOG. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, awesome. I'm pretty sure they're not even close to being done. Apparently, in the combat, you change characters to do different combos. Maybe she's a grappler type. Well, I mean, obviously, judging by what you just saw. But yeah, I'm super excited. By the way, look at that. Look at that. You see that? 6.9 million views. That is insane. That is crazy. I hope that they get finally a wish list. Awesome. She kind of looks like the other Rapunzel. But yeah, we get it. We get it. Awesome. Definitely wish listing. It is a good feeling to have more attractive characters in our video games, and they're being recognized, and the chuds are winning. The chuds are winning. We're doing it. She looks good as long as they don't make them look like hyper altered bimbo. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. As long as the game's good, most of the stuff doesn't really matter. If she was a hyper looking bimbo and the gameplay was good, nobody's gonna care. I mean, we literally have Lollipop Chainsaw. I mean, she's like a bimbo right there. So this whole idea that bimbos don't sell, I mean, it already does. I mean, we literally had Bayonetta. I mean, what are we talking about here? So I'm really glad for developers to be showing off their characters and all that stuff. I think this is great. I think that's crazy that Team Cloud only has 15k views on this character. I mean, it's not really showing new gameplay. This one, how many views did this get? 150k, which is insane. And then we have this one, which is a brand new indie game, and it's got 6.9 views. That is awesome. Hats off to all these devs. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So this is something that we need to start. We need to start having conversations and talks about these sort of things. I know that I always come up and talk about, like, you know, other negative stuff, but I also like to talk about the positive stuff as well, and also play video games with you. I mean, we could always talk about the ugly characters they put on Halo. I mean, we're about to do that right now. I mean, we could talk about the fact that, you know, this Fallout game that's going to happen, that's, I feel like, is going to crash and burn. I mean, all that sort of stuff. We could talk about these layoffs, and we will talk about these layoffs. I think it's a good idea to prop up these 3 games, Swords and Slippers, and also Knight's Path. I think these games are going to be really, really good for for gaming in the future, and just the fact that these games need to be propped up, because guess what? Game journalists ain't going to do it. They're not going to do it. If anything, the only thing that they're going to do is going to be like, what is this? Here we go. 6 out of 10. Get out of here. That's what they're going to do. 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Get out of here. Or they're not even going to, they're going to pretend it doesn't exist. Or what what game was completely fucking ignored? Power World. Power World was fucking ignored by all these big journalists, and then they came out and said, well, it's a janky game, 6 out of 10. Wait, did they say 6 out of 10 for Power World? Wait, no, they no, I think it was, no, they didn't. No. They gave it an 8 out of 10. Okay, yeah, they gave it an 8 out of 10. But it doesn't really fucking matter. They gave Nick Mixtape a 10 out of 10. And then they're going to tell you something like, well, that was one individual amongst all these other people in IGN. No. All of them are just a hive mind, okay? They are legion, okay? So don't come up to like us with the bullshit. You guys believe more in your ideology than you believe in actual video games. You guys game journalists hype up games that aren't really games and they don't have to do anything. That way they can cash in a check. Am I wrong? So even with Crimson Desert, when they came out with a 6 out of 10, that game has a lot of interesting mechanics within Crimson Desert. I think Crimson Desert needs more praise for them trying to be as ambitious as they are. You didn't get that. You know what we got a 10 out of 10 up for? A Forza Horizon video game where you can, have an amputee fucking arm and like hearing aids, and you can be a they them. That's what's a 10 out of 10. Mixtape, a game that's not even a game, a 10 out of 10. But these developers come up with actual legitimate video games with amazing trailers and amazing combat, and also interesting and attractive women. They do not like this. They do not. But we do. And since game journalists aren't going to prop them up, we will prop them up. So I just wanted to shout out that, yeah, the Fallout game is definitely going to happen at some point. I saw what you did. I admire the attempt. I admire the attempt. I'm talking about like they give her big puffy lips and boobs that need Atlas to hold them up. Wait, wasn't there an anime like that? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. People would still play that bimbo. If you made a game where you play... I feel like we've already had this game already. Like, literally... We've already had it. What, like a bimbo lady with, like, BBLs? I'm telling you, if the game is good, the bimbo is gonna sell, okay? I'm telling you right now. If you made us play as Graham or some dusty ass fucking character like that ugly character from Halo, if you played as the ugly girl from Halo or the bimbo chick and you got awesome gameplay, guess which one is gonna sell? The bimbo one. Like, oh, the main character is the bimbo lady with the big lips and the big ass. As long as the game is fun, boom. And then people are going to ask, guess what the next question is going to be? The next question is going to be, can we get costumes in this game? Or do we have to mod everything? I'm just saying, guys, bimbos would still sell. I'm sorry to say. I know you might be looking at me like, there's no way. She looks way like her proportions and stuff. I'm sorry to say, people like that shit as long as the game is good. And people are going to look at that and be like, well, I didn't think this game was going to be good, but this hot bimbo assassin lady, it's a fucking good ass game. Can I get some awesome armor in like fucking swords and shields and fucking shit? Boom, it's in the game. It will sell if the game is good. So, actually, I'm not sorry, because I like bimbos. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. What should we add with this? This is... Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah. You gotta shout out that one. I think more and more of these developers need to pull off stuff like this. And I think we still need to talk more and more about it. Because a lot of these developers will pull off stunts where you're just like, oh man, this game... I played a game that was based off of just driving, okay? I think it was Pacific Drive or something. It was literally a game about you setting up your car. And I was like, cool, awesome. And then out of nowhere, the developers put a bunch of pride fucking... There was like 10 different flags on pride, non-binary, asexual, demisexual flags. And no shot, they literally shit all that shit in my fucking inventory. And I just uninstalled. I never finished that game at all. I was like, oh, and thanks for the Black Lives Matter flag. I appreciate it. I could put that on my card. That's great. I threw that fucking game away. I was like, fuck this. The game was doing just fine, and I was like, fuck. Disgusting. Come on, man. What? No. I'm V8 sexual myself. Oh, what did I left to that? Okay. I'm not saying it won't sell. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, bro. If you see a hot bimbo lady in a video game, I know some people are gonna be like, well, this is just highly exaggerated. Are you going to play the game? Yes, I'm gonna still play the game. I think there was a game. No, that's well, that's not a good example. What game is a good example? I think Lollipop Chainsaw is a perfect one. But what game? Just a lot of Japanese games didn't give a fuck. There was literally every Dead or Alive video game except the new one, because they did my boy wrong. But it's not really, because we're still looking for like the BBL and the you know, I'm gonna be honest. Well, let me look at this one real quick. No, she's pretty normal. Nah, she's pretty normal. Nah. Like, it has to be like Stripperella or fucking OnlyFans woman or something. It's gonna have to be hella fucking crazy looking. Like, obviously the tits and ass are fake. And then you're gonna be like, okay, this is crazy. But at the same time, if the game's good, and if the fucking jiggle physics are great, then, and the game's fun, fuck. But nobody wants to. It's either this or Tosh. It's either this or Tosh. And I'm just like, I'd choose the bimbo. I would like to see that though. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to see that. Because that's where my mind's at right now. If there was literally a bimbo sort of like RPG game where you just gotta catch all the bimbos and shit, I would play that game. Depending on like whether or not the gameplay is good. Because every time when I see any game with a bimbo on it, it's one of those like cheap ass porn games. And I'm just like, what if we gave this person some funding to make an actual video game? Instead of... Now, my brain is trying to get creative in the middle of the stream. I'm just gonna end it. My brain is like scattered right now. It's like, what if we did this? Ah, God, man. Fuck, man. Somebody asked a good question, but also a bad question at the same time. But I think now I can't get it out of my head now. Because I'm like, what if? What if we could pull it off? Because now you have to think now. Because what if the game was good? Bimbos, you just collecting bimbos everywhere, and you're fucking, it's an RPG or something. I don't know, like, I'm over here just like, that's crazy. Crazy enough to work. Okay, I'm done. Damn it. Nah. I'm like, ooh, could we? He's like, because now I'm challenging it. Because you said, well, I don't, it's like, well, if it's over proportionate, you know, the proportions, the lips, the ass, the titties, he's like, that might be too much. And I'm like, I want to test that. I want to test that. We'll see. I mean, we could either get that or this. It's, you know what I mean? Actually, that's a, ooh. Can I do it? No. Will I get in trouble? No. Will I? No. Let me see. Hold on. Please. Yeah, like that. That will get me in trouble. 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 That one's a perfect one. Except that will get me in trouble. Okay. That one might not get me in trouble. Okay. Okay. You just described every gacha game? Shut up. That one's safe? Actually, the one previous was safer than that one. No, that one's definitely not safe. That one's worse. I think this one is safer than the rest. No. No, I'm not gonna try. So, a bimbo Cortana or this. I'm gonna be honest. After just looking at a bimbo Cortana, I would be like, bro, you guys are buying this game. Like if you did Steam DB and you saw what it is right now, because Halo's going through layoffs right now, right? Halo Studios literally going through layoffs right now. So it's like if we, before the game came out, we switched this fucking man out for the bimbo, we would get an uptick. Just it wouldn't change the future, but it would be an uptick. They'd be like, people would be like, man, this fucking sucks, bro. This game is buggy as fuck. The mechanics, it's like, it doesn't even feel like Halo anymore. but I can't wait for that Cortana cutscene. I can't. I'm just trying to get to the Cortana cutscene since this game doesn't have multiplayer. Okay. All right. Man, I went deep on that one. Oh. Okay. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing's easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. Halo Studios going through layoffs. Wow, you didn't see that coming. What? No way. No, what? No way. So, right now, Halo Studios is going through layoffs, and you want to know why? It's easy. Incompetence. They're choosing the wrong people to do the job, and also politics. That's why. 100%. Everybody knows this. Let's not play games. Like, I saw this small clip of Shroud playing Campaign Evolved, and he was like, look at the water, look at the sand, oh my god. None of that shit fucking matters. If the game doesn't capture the nostalgia of what Halo is, maybe you should have never made this game in the first place. Right now, I'm telling you right now, nobody, and I mean nobody, that truly made Halo Studios beautiful is there right now. They're not there. It's all dead. It's all gone. It's full of fucking... It's... Right now, it's just full of, like, fucking H1Bs and fucking faggots. That's all it is. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. And they're just going to be more layoffs, and then I'm going to have to do another video after this going like, whoa, they're doing protests. See, guys, they're doing protests. I'm not going to do that, okay? These people should be easily forgotten. This game died so quick. Halo Studios has reportedly laid off several employees shortly after the launch of Halo Campaign Evolved. Wow. Multiple developers. By the way, how do you think you were going to sell this game without multiplayer? I'm just trying to understand what you're thinking here is, because if I remember correctly, there's an instance where you have to get a Microsoft account and a PlayStation account. There was also some sort of side story within Halo where this fucking ratchety ass, fucking ugly ass dyke bitch that belongs under a bridge selling you coconuts. Or whatever, selling socks. What am I talking about? Coconuts. Selling sock. The ugliest fucking, whoever made that, I hope that's the, wait a minute, including producers as well as software engineer. Yeah, the software, what? Yeah, the game's buggy as fuck. The leveling system was shit as well. Usually when you tried to find a weapon within Halo, it felt special. In this game, they just throw weapons at you, bro. There's no sort of... I mean, you could run past a lot of these enemies and then just continue on forward. Somehow, these... Stolen valor. That's what all this is. This is stolen valor. These weirdos don't belong here. They just don't. Let me show you. One developer said they spent 6.5 years working on Halo before being affected. Man, you wasted your fucking life. Let me show you something. Casuals blaming the fanbase for the game's current lack of success when the original devs had the same higher than average standards. Good enough sucks.
The difference between good enough and awesome is so big, and
when I see a person that looks like this, I'm just like, okay, I might have myself a game developer. Bring him in.
I mean, there's this standard set by everyone here that, I mean, good enough sucks.
We are the most cynical people. Like, we are the jaded crowd who, if a game doesn't entertain us in 5 minutes, we stop playing it.
And so...
Say that again?
If a game doesn't entertain us in 5 minutes, we stop playing it.
And
One more time?
If a game doesn't entertain us in 5 minutes, we stop playing it.
And so you can have all the great graphics and all the different characters and lots of different weapons with amazing effects, but if you don't nail...
You know what this guy is missing right here? a hammer and sickle on his neck. It's gonna
nail that different characters and lots of different weapons with amazing effects, but if you don't nail that 30 seconds, you're not going to have a great game.
The difference.
Every second matters to these sort of developers. These are the actual gamers. These are us. These are people that actually truly matter. So you can miss me with this whole, oh man, you're just gonna judge the game on a trailer. Yup. Wow, you're not gonna play the game just because you saw 5 minutes of an annoying character? Yep. So, you mean to tell me that the same thing that we've been saying over and over and over again is still the same? There's no deviation. Like, what was the status quo back then is the same today. Even more today. Because let's remind ourselves. One, this is it's Stolen Valor. This is a game that was the easiest layup that you could have ever made, and you just couldn't help yourself. You couldn't help yourself. Did you know that you replaced one of the developers that was a motion capture for one of the characters for a black woman? That was you. That was you. All those weird, quirky moments with like characters within this game where where this one guy is going like, these are my soldiers. You can see that they're my soldiers because they're my soldiers. And I'm like, every day I tell myself there's some nigga out there that's getting more money than me doing some lower than average bullshit. In a way, I have to congratulate these developers for actually pulling it off. They just go in there and then they write some dumb shit. They go in there, they literally have the template to make the game. They had the template and they still couldn't do it. They fucked up anyway. This is not some sort of brand new exclusive Xbox game. They just couldn't do it. And that part right there should actually sort of open your mind a little bit. That these little sniveling little maggots couldn't even pull it off. IGN says a new report suggests the Halo campaign had a fairly troubled development that caused the multiplayer project to be canceled. How do you fuck up multiplayer? How do you fuck up multiplayer? That's so weird. That's so... You know what that's like? That's like going to prison and not dropping the soap. That's so crazy. You're supposed to drop the soap at prison. How you can't even you can't even. Okay, that joke is kind of. You can't even get fucked by a man right. You can't. Like, it's literally what you're in there, and that's what you're supposed to do. And you want to know the funny thing about this is that they knew ahead of time, and then they called it Campaign Evolved. What a dumb name, by the way. But you knew ahead of time, oh, we're not going to have the multiplayer by the time this game comes out, so we're going to call it Campaign Evolved. We're done. No more Halo. We're good. We're good. No more Halo. You're good. Destroy the whole studio. Don't do this whole thing where it's like, oh man, we could keep on. No. Listen. I think there should be a new thing. I think there should be a new rule. An IP that comes out can only be made by the developers that made that IP. So let's say let's say me, Tekla, Greenskin, Nathan, we all make one video game called, I don't know, Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. And we're amazing at making this game called Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. Only we're able to make Pee Pee Poo Poo Man video games. And so when we move on to a new IP, and then somebody in my studio is just like, we can work on the second game of Pee Pee Poo Poo Man if you'd like. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, bitch. It was I and my team that worked on Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. If we're gone, if we're dead, if we're not here, even Ambient, okay, gotcha. He works also on Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. If we're not here, then the game's dead. You see what I'm saying? This whole idea that IPs could just be thrown around, and then that when you pop a trailer for a remake or a new Halo game, and then you just say, from the makers of Halo, you're not the same niggas from before. Sit down and shut the fuck up. By the way, I'm just gonna say it. Why are women working on video games? No. We're gonna really dive onto this one. Every time when a woman is working on video games, something stupid happens. The only time that a video game is going to be good and it's made by a woman is unless she made that shit from the ground up, without AAA industry money, without anything. You want to know who made Mount Blade Bannerlord? A woman. Mount Blade Bannerlord is literally, what, like, I think Mount Blade Bannerlord is, Tail Worlds Entertainment. It's literally an indie developer, and it was made by a woman. What was her name? It's I'm gonna throw some random fucking, hold on. Ipek Uvas, co-founder of Tail Worlds Entertainment and a key creative force behind Mountain Blade series, passed away July 22nd, 2026. God bless her, age 54. Her studio confirmed the loss publicly on 2024. Very sad news. That is when you know, like this is when you know, like, when you see somebody coming from the ground up, be it a man or a woman, you know they're not fucking around. Do you see what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this later, but I want to bring it up again. AAA industry is full of fucking lazy, comfortable, communist, fucking don't even know their own gender clowns who are just eating fucking Applebee's every fucking day. Wow, I brought up Applebee's out of nowhere. These motherfuckers ain't at Applebee's. They're always at fucking, what's a good one? They're always at fucking Chipotle. Are they at Chick-fil-A? Hell yeah, they're in fucking Chick-fil-A. You want to know why these games take so long to being made by AAA Industries? I'll tell you why. It's because these developers are not actually game developers. They're just not. They go into work and they work on 2 or 3 minor things, and then they go home, or they just play around at the studio. That's what they do. They're just like, oh man, I worked on the animation. I made her do a little dance, and then I went home and I ate some Chipotle. That's them. Like, if you saw the difference between what these boys did back in the day, what these boys did back in the day, compared to now, you would see a vast different sort of studio value system that you've never seen. When you see these boys, you know they're not leaving. They're not leaving until something they reach some sort of like milestone. However, these developers are just sitting around and fucking around. And then you see, oh shit, immediately when the game comes out, shit is already fucked up. So you could miss me with this whole bullshit where like developers matter. They don't fucking matter if I'm not fucking satisfied. That's it. We are customers, not consumers. Put some goddamn respect on our name. And we actually matter. I'm not hearing any of the... I hear all these indie developers talk about the customer. I'm not hearing anything about these AAA developers. Last time I checked, some of these developers were okay with getting Charlie Kirk killed. So why the fuck would I give a fuck about them? Anyway. That's all I gotta say on the whole Halo Studios thing. I think Halo just burn to the ground. Halo Studios just burn to the ground. Just burn to the ground. Just get rid of it. Work on something brand new for once. Do something brand new for once. Maybe you might stand on your own 2 feet for once. Fuck you. Okay. Another team worked on IP instead of the original devs is like someone else coming in and trying to draw the continuation of Dragon Rings. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. But Mr. H, who will enjoy all-in house Starbucks and 5-star meals prepared once everyone is fired. I'll be honest, I don't even want them to be at Starbucks. Okay? I don't even want to see them at Starbucks. I want all these developers to be useful somewhere else. What did I say last time? I want these developers to be working at a farm diligently, and then I don't even want to tell them where the animals are going. Just tell them the animals are going to the other farm. It's like, oh man, you guys did such a good job, because they're not going to take care of anything else. Okay? They're not going to take care of themselves, but they'll sure as hell take care of cows and fucking chickens and pigs, because they're pigs themselves. They'll take care of these animals, and then as soon as they get enough animals ready, prepped and ready, we're gonna say like, hey guys, you did such a good job with husbandry and taking care of the farm and taking care of the animals. We're gonna move these animals from point A to point B, and you're gonna take care of these brand new animals and make sure that they, you know, that they multiply. He's like, oh, okay, but I'm gonna miss this cow and this sheep and this pig. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so say goodbye to the, and then once it reaches the other farm, we turn those, we get our chicken nuggets. You know what I mean? Don't tell them. Do not tell them. Listen, the animals that they were taking care of are going to the shed of no return. They will do horrible things in that shed, brother. Lies. That's where I will go with the tall, skinny guys. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta. Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta do it.
Brother, may I have some oats? No.
I am starving, brother.
As am I, brother. The tall, skinny figure has thrown the oats at me. Me, brother. I believe they have taken a liking to me.
No, brother. I have seen this before. I have observed many things. From the roaring beast that the tall, skinny figures crawl in sight of to travel far beyond the horizon, to how the figure wept when the other had fallen into a deep sleep. And from my experiences, I have learned that they will give extra oats to one of us before taking them into the shed of no return. They will do terrible things in that shed, brother.
Lies!
I gotta stop. Yeah, just work at a farm and just don't tell them don't tell them. Just don't tell them where the food's going. Just don't tell them. Okay. Just let them work at the barn. Okay. Damn, now I want chicken nuggets. And me too. Modern devs enjoy Five Guys, and I'm not talking about the burger joint. You're not wrong. You've seen them, right? You're not wrong. I can't. You're not wrong. Okay. We are going to watch a Decembro video that is 40 minutes long, and it's going to be a doozy. Go ahead and check it out. This is called Debunking and Roasting Gaming Executive for 40 minutes. I'm curious on what this person is saying, so let's go ahead and do it.
Yet never discussed omission in the cries over PlayStation ending physical media, and it also reveals how self-centered these players are, even as they claim Sony to be some hive-minded capitalist evil. Hey everybody, how's it going? Wow. That is just a small little excerpt of a big, utterly pathetic post that some corpo gonk made this week on X.
CEO and Emmy Award winner Genvid, previously president's office at Square Enix Holt. Okay. All right. Well, what are you a president of? What have you done? Emmy Award winner of what? Whatever. Who cares?
I don't even know what to call this video yet, but it's gonna be a doozy.
No. Wait, I'm sorry. Did he have a picture of his trophy as his banner? No shot he did. No, he did. Wow.
That is just a small little excerpt of a big, utterly pathetic post that some corpo gonk made.
Yeah, that's bro, that's you're so full of yourself. Let's keep going. Wow, that's just all about you, huh?
This week on X. I don't even know what to call this video yet, but it's gonna be a doozy. This guy was out here crying about the woes of games industry giants, how much these billion-dollar companies in gaming suffer every day just to do us the favor of making us new and exciting video games.
Make my father, man!
And we are going to go through every little point that he made, bit by bit, as he cried and condemned the big, bad, ungrateful gamers, and dismantled the shit out of it. Because the vast majority of his woes are performative lies as he attempts to throw sand on people's eyes, divert attention from the reality of the games industry, while making excuses for his and every other company's terrible management over the last few years.
True.
At the end of the day, this is the big issue causing gaming to be unsustainable for them, by the way. It's only them that you hear complaining about it. And it's all because of their mismanagement.
You didn't buy their Concord game, so you're gonna have to pay up. Anybody like that?
Many studios making games right now, big and small. They're selling those games and they are turning a profit. So why can't they? Why can't these giants, I mean, they got all the resources, they got all the amenities, they got all the access, they got all the manpower, they got better tech and less limitations, so what gives? The reason why they can't isn't because of the sob story that is about to be fed to us. It's because they have been trying to force an unsustainable business model on us. They want you to sustain them and their lavish corporatization efforts. Well, I say fuck that. I say that if you can't make quality games and sell them individually as a whole full product to the gamer with a fair price attached and without any digital-only forced DRM bullshit, then just close the doors, buddy.
I think it's really funny that the thing that literally made PlayStation get legs is physical media. And now they're trying to pull this rabbit out of their hat, like, oh shit, you should have saw this coming. It's not that. They just want complete control. This is corporatism at its finest. I mean, how do you go from, oh shit, this made us money? I mean, by the way, Sony has done this like multiple times before, not just this year, but they've done it previously. The only reason that they stopped is because Xbox pulled it out first, and then they were just like, oh shit, oh god, oh fuck, oh god damn.
Back it up, turn off the lights, and I don't know.
It's kind of like if two serial killers went into a house and then one of the serial killers killed the family first. The other serial killer is just like, goddamn, I didn't know this house was hot. Goddamn, let me get out of here. Shit, I didn't know. Okay, no vacancy. Goddamn, that's basically what it is.
Go sell seashells by the seashore. Man, I cannot wait to get into this. I mean, this moron even went and beefed with Legendary Drops, treating him like he's just some sort of gamer.
We have former industry executives talking about how worthless and entitled the customer base is. Goodwill and customer service replaced by contempt and ego. The customer is always right in matters of taste, and this industry tastes like shit. Watch where the money goes. I am a current industry executive. Keep telling yourself that, because why is it always a YouTuber? That is how the business works. Outrage sells. Good lord, bro. You're the one with your own trophy on your banner. You literally, nigga. This is not some prized fish that you caught in the river. This is not, oh, family pictures on your banner. This is not, oh, family pictures on my banner. This is not me playing video games on my banner. It's, look at my dick on my banner. Your trophy. Just your trophy. From 2024, by the way. You think you would change it by now. It's 2026. Wake it the fuck up. What the hell have you been doing the last 2 years? Where's your 2025 and 2026 trophy? Keep that up, by the way. You're sounding more like Dr. Disrespect that always talks about being the two-time.
A YouTuber looking for outrage clicks, despite all the breakdowns and research that he's been running on his own lately. More on that later in the video, and let's not even waste any more time. This has been truly delightful to see. You've got whole-ass industry executives now coming out and crying on social media about gamers bad, crying and coping. And you know what that is, fellas? I smell blood in the water.
Yeah, boy. Yo, December, that, bro. That's my boy right there.
And that only fuels me further, so let's go.
Is it loud enough?
Let's keep it going with this dude's corpo cope. So, from the top, there is a clear yet never discussed omission in the cries over PlayStation ending physical media, and it also reveals how self-centered these players are.
I'm gonna let fuck you. Let's keep going. I'll let him finish and then I'll talk.
even as they claim Sony to be some hive-minded capitalist evil. That alone is already...
It's not even a capitalist evil, it's corporatism. Let me show you a perfect example between capitalism and corporatism. Here's capitalism. Oh, it seems like our customers are liking our product. Hopefully when we release DLCs that they'll also like that too. I hope they like our next I hope they like our product for years to come. Capitalism. Here's corporatism. Green arrow go up. Fire is like green arrow go up. Can't wait for literally next revenue. That's it. They're not talking about people. They're not talking about developers. I was literally about to say they were going to talk about the developers or the studio or talking about customers. No, they just see number go up. So let's make sure number stays up and then continuously stays up and make sure that my favorite, because I remember this. They said, do not make this game too good. Do not make this game too boring or too good. Make sure that they perpetually get on the game. Make sure number go up. That's right. Live services. That's corporatism. I wouldn't say live services is corporatism, but let's be honest. It's kind of corporatism because, let's be honest, if it was a multiplayer game, you can hold on to that sort of feeling that like, oh man, well, I'm playing like an old school like Modern Warfare game. It's my game. I own it. I got the disc and I'm playing with friends and I got my prestige up. That's pretty much like just a game, and it's a good game, and you hold your points, your point system. Live service. Yeah, that how's Concord doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of live services that were supposed to high guard. I mean, you have to be around. You have to be around in order for these live services to be alive. Marathon's gonna be up next, baby. That's corporatism. Corporatism, that's why they push for live services within Sony. They're like, oh man, everybody can have our live service games, but when it comes to our exclusives, that's only on PlayStation. They know why. They know exactly what they're doing.
Some kind of, I don't know, straw man nonsense. It tries to frame this whole thing in an ideological way where it's like capitalism bad type of shit. Capitalism is great.
Yeah.
It allows great studios to keep doing great work and get rewarded for it. Ain't nobody saying it's capitalism. We're saying it's you. You are the problem. You can't sustain yourselves. Capitalism isn't good enough for you. You want something else. You want us to sustain you with your bullshit practices, and we're just not gonna play that game. Get used to much more disingenuous stuff like this going forward, guys. This post is filled with it. Let's continue. As is now well known, when a physical game is sold, both the publisher and platform receive less than when a digital entitlement is sold.
I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem. And also, like I said before, you guys rose to the top with PlayStation when there was only physical games. You mean to tell me you can't do that anymore? Wow. What changed? The only reason that anything changed is because your system has changed. The way you work has changed. The developers within your circle have changed. I think a perfect example would have to be Naughty Dog. Ain't nobody worried about fucking Naughty Dog and Interstellar. What's another game that's supposed to come? God of War. Who's really Lao Fei? Really? Even God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok, I think God of War Ragnarok sold... I think it sold more than God of War, the first one, the 2018 one. But let's be honest here. Is that really something that like people are like, oh shit? I know people like Kratos, but let's be honest. We miss the old Kratos. Let's be honest. We're not getting that. We're getting, you know, purple shit everywhere. So we're getting more and more of these developers that are trying to do all these movie video games, and you expect everybody to flock to that. Wolverine's coming out. Wolverine don't feel like Wolverine anymore. So what games do you got? What else? What else? So you got 3 movie ass games. 3 movie ass games coming up. A 4th one actually, because Hideo Kojima's working on a horror game. And you know that's going to be a fucking movie game.
At the same time, the players spend the game, and as they say,
all 4 of those games that I mentioned, each one you would play less than maybe 30 hours. Maybe, 30 hours. I'll say 30 hours. Interstellar, probably 30 hours, less than that. Because each one of these movie games, it's like, bro, you just keep going forward, and then because like I said, Wolverine, literally you don't have an open world in Wolverine. You just don't. So that game's going to be short. You're also going to get God of Laufey. That might be an open world game. So that, I would say, literally 30 hours. But like I'm saying right now is maybe you'll get a new game plus, but pretty much how much game are in these 4 games that I mentioned? And how much are they going to be? That's a big important one, isn't it? It's like, hey man, enjoy my movie game. $80, please. You honestly think it's going to be $70 again? Come on now. Come on now. They want it to be $100.
players actually get more than when buying digital. Where's the missing money? It's spent on manufacturing a disc, shipping a disc, managing costly returns, defective discs, stolen discs, etc.
I don't know why he would say this, because everybody knows that you gotta spend money to make money, so I don't know why the fuck he mentioned this.
And that's before accounting for gray market sales. So let's stop right there for a second. By now you're probably already seeing where this is going. It's gonna be about how much less money a company gets when they sell a game on disc versus when they sell a game digitally. We already know about that. It was beaten over our heads already by games media because suddenly, for some reason that—
Yeah, over games media, we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. We all know it, okay? We all fucking know it. It's all just complete and utter bullshit, okay? They're ready to spend $400 million on a fucking exclusive, but they're not ready to fucking, like, I don't know, make a physical product. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh, we're gonna give you $300 million to work on this Naughty Dog game. And then once 2028 hits, they're gonna be like, we're gonna give you $400 million to work on this. It's never going to change. You're not going to be like, yo, we're actually dialing things down. No, there's no dialing anything down when it comes to spending to make a video game. We got all these indie developers primed and ready to like work, but they're really meticulous about what they put in their game. I'm pretty sure a lot of these indie games have content within them. No, sorry. I'm pretty sure a lot of these indie games have a lot of content that the developers wanted to put in there, but they just didn't have the money. However, once it comes to these mediocre sort of PlayStation exclusives, minus Rockstar 6, because it's the only thing that's probably going to sell for them. It's like, you see what I mean? It's like, how do I they're never going to stop bloating, is what I'm saying.
Oh, is totally inexplicable, the games media changed their tune and started defending PlayStation and every other company's right to stop selling us physical games. At first they were like, oof, PlayStation, oof. But now they're like, well, actually, considering the implications.
Like a majority of its audiences, I don't care if PlayStation supports physical media. Rather, the question is, how will Sony improve and solidify its digital presence? From ownership to accessibility to security, fixing PSN is the whole ball game. Here, Sony simplify must act. They're I get what you're saying. It's not enough. I physical media was literally one of the. It's like he's literally saying this motherfucker's literally saying, man, this physical media is not gonna work out, guys. We're gonna have to figure out something that works out. How about physical media? Nah, son. Physical media is not gonna work out. Let's figure out some other idea. How about physical media? You see what I'm saying? And of course, a lot of the when it comes to physical media, like, you can give your game to someone else and then they can play said game. They want to get rid of that third party. Everybody knows this. Everybody likes to see their beautiful library right behind them, just covering the walls along with their DVDs. And they looked at you and said, fuck you. And now you guys are saying, yes, please. Just suck on fucking Sony's toes, why don't you?
Of the market conditions,
As I carry out Bob's roadmap as CEO, I want to ensure complete alignment on optimizing our workflows for maximum AI utilization.
Right.
It's just
And if I can
go ahead.
boomerang off that really quick here, right?
You can.
The question becomes, okay, how can we fundamentally embed AI to bolster our highest leverage processes?
but regardless, this is an insanely flawed argumentation that even defeats their own narrative. It's straight up contradictory. They really aren't sending their best when they send Jacob here. Let me give you some quick examples and then let's go back to the post so I can bring them up in a more detailed context. Number 1. This business model has been the business model for decades.
That's literally what I just said. You've had the business model. It's like, bro, I got a good idea. What's the good idea? It's the idea that we've had the whole time. No, I don't like that idea. That's literally what I'm saying.
This business model that is apparently so bad, so shitty, so flawed, so destructive to these companies, as Jacob Navok is about to try to convince us of, the games industry managed to go from a tiny little nerdy hobby where the studios themselves could hardly even be called studios, since it was just like a dozen dudes packed up in someone's garage.
We literally saw that with Halo.
All the way to a multi-billion-dollar industry where now these studios aren't even just studios anymore. They are entire multi-billion-dollar companies with multiple studios across multiple cities and countries that look like this. Seriously, some of these places look like holiday resorts, my dudes.
This looks like a prison, by the way. I'm sorry. It looks like a fucking prison.
Look like this. Seriously, some of these places look like holiday.
I miss old architecture, man. I mean, really, what a
resorts, my dudes. I've been in hotels that didn't look
This room looks really sad.
half as good as this shit, and I had to pay to be there. So please explain to me, how is it that this incredibly terrible business model, apparently, managed to make gaming explode into one of the biggest money-moving industries in the entire world, but now, suddenly...
I'm sorry. I want to go back.
Terrible business model, apparently, managed to make gaming explode into one of the biggest money...
All this, I appreciate it. But get back to fucking work. I get it. We need to relax sometimes. But why the ropes? You know what I mean? Why the ropes? You have to think to yourself, what like, I do want amazing architecture. But the ropes? Like, where are we putting our money here? And yes, CD Projekt Red pulls out some good games. They do. They kind of fucked up with you know, the launch of Witcher 3 and the launch of Cyberpunk 2077. But if you're going to be sitting around and getting fat and shit, get the fuck out. I'm sorry. Listen, I understand that you have to relax sometimes, but I feel you literally have two mess halls in your fucking studio. You have a mess hall downstairs and a mess hall upstairs. How about we get some exercise and have only one mess hall? Just a crazy idea.
Moving industries in the entire world, but now suddenly in just a couple of years,
they're working. I need more people working. I don't want a bunch of people like, bro, I already did my work, I'm gonna chill. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, oh, you're not working today? I'll call you later. Get the fuck out of here. It's like the studio. By the way, this CD Preach, we just saw that they have multiple buildings, not just one building. They have multiple buildings. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You have multiple buildings. Why do you have multiple buildings? How many people do you have? It's like, oh, we have this much. How many of them are working? About half of them. Throw out the other half. It's like, oh man, but the other half is fucking like, it's like, well, we need to make sure that people take breaks. And I'm like, why would I need people that will become veterans. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? I want to turn my game, my employees into veterans. I don't want somebody coming up, you know, right behind somebody else and saying like, ah, well, he's not going to be at work, but I'll be at work. No, I want you to be working almost every single day, and you're going to be working along this with your team. That's what I want. By the way, shout out to CD Projekt Red for making their own fucking art, unlike Bungie, who steals art. Shout out to CD Projekt Red for doing that. Congratulations. But that's what I want. I want to see more developers working constantly, not perpetually, but constantly, to the point where it's just like it becomes muscle memory. Do you see what I'm saying? But a lot of these developers are like, let's make another building and put some more developers in it. I'm like, I don't want more people.
Has become a totally unsustainable one that has to be destroyed, because if it doesn't, these industry giants.
Why are they here? Why too many women? Why are they here?
Totally unsustainable one that has to be destroyed, because if it doesn't,
what are they doing here? Why are they here? Just lanyards everywhere. What are we doing?
And these industry giants just can't make money. And I have two more questions in regards to that, and one of them.
What is? The next building is literally a fucking club. I had this crazy idea that when we make a good video game, it succeeds. Conservatism, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of conservatism, you know, goes a long way. A little bit of conservatism. I like that, because you never know on your next game. You never know. You never know. A little bit of conservatism
is very important, and it's for you guys to reflect for yourselves. And
it's what is this room? Whatever.
It's this. Do you really think that it'll stop here, fellas?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is this more? Why do you have? I'm gonna calm down. I'm just wondering. So why? Wait, why is it all women? This is what I'm talking about. I'm just like, bro. It's like, oh man, we need money. We need money. Listen, we need to make sure you guys need to show up for games, because in order for us to make games, you guys got to show up for the games. What? What is this? What's this?
To reflect for yourselves, and it's this. Do you really think that it'll stop here, fellas? Listen to how these people talk. Look at how this moron explained that whole process, how apocalyptic he makes it all sound. Oh, manufacturing.
Nigga, do you have a whole fucking dance? So you have a theater and a dance floor and you have an open area to fucking play cross? Listen, all of these... See, what did I say? What did I say? Massage rooms. 2 mess halls. It's like... They literally have... And it's probably just a rental, this open area. It's probably just a rental. They don't own this area. If they do, that's fucking wild, by the way. But this open area is probably just for rental. I'm pretty sure some LARPing Renaissance people come here and then they try to do like LARPing and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure where they're at is just a rental. But this is what I'm talking about, where it's just loaded, which just is like, do you know whether or not your next game is going to sell? You don't? Okay. Just wanted to know.
That whole process, how apocalyptic he makes it all sound. Oh, manufacturing a disc, shipping a disc, managing costly returns, defective discs, stolen discs, etc. And that's before accounting for gray market sales. Do you guys see?
They are doing 3 things at once at CDPR. They're doing, like, I think, a remake, Witcher 4, and the next Cyberpunk. Remakes, really?
Seriously think that it's going to stop at discs? I've said it before in my videos and I'll say it again. This move is not about physical media. It's about ownership entirely. They don't want you guys to own video games.
No, they don't
want you guys to have platforms where you can log in, browse a catalog of games, and buy whichever one you want. And then spend.
Oh, and by the way, just to let everybody know, by the way, I still like CDPR because they're the people that started up GOG, and I can respect them for that. However, I want more developers to come out and speak about physical media. Don't you think it's kind of odd that a lot of these developers, when it comes to the only person, the only studio that doesn't need to speak up is probably CDPR, because they got GOG, which requires, like, it's you know, DRM free. That's the only one. So shout out to CDPR. Although I do gotta say, guys, you need to save your fucking money. Jeez, man, just gonna keep on bringing people in. You see what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, more developers need to come out and speak on this whole physical media, but they just stand there because you do realize more and more people are realizing that they don't own their games, right?
And like 200 hours on that one game alone, while all of these other games from all of these other companies.
And right now, nobody's going to say anything. People are still going to buy video games. All it takes is just a little bit of push for people to be like, let's say, for instance, here's a perfect example. Let's say that everybody that purchased Starfield just lost their license to their Starfield game. Or let's just say everybody just lost their license to Fallout, like Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. It's like, oh, you just lost your license on PlayStation for this game, or you just lost your license on this game, and then it starts to become an uproar. Once that happens, it doesn't stop. It has to be something substantial. Right now, you're getting a couple of licenses that are getting pulled out from PlayStation 3. Bro, just wait.
Sit there getting no money. They don't.
because you'll have all your games on your console, and then you're gonna be like, well, I want to play this game because I haven't played it in a while, and then you go in there, and then it just says, hey, yeah, this game's gone because license is up. CDPR sold GOG to their former employee that used to own GOG at its beginning. Oh, GOG cut itself off from CDPR.
Want you guys to have purchases in a library where you can kind of just realize one day that, hey, you know what? I'm going to replay Witcher 3. You know what? I'm going to replay Fallout New Vegas. I'm going to replay the Dead Space games. I'm going to replay the Mass Effect trilogy. I'm going to replay the Devil May Cry anthology. They don't want you to do that because they have no way to monetize it. They can't make more money from a game that they already sold you 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
They are literally moving towards a future where your game purchases are literal licenses that they will revoke to force you into an actual consumer role. Where if
there was literally a guy that played Fallout 76, and he put up some neon lights on his settlement that said Alex Jones was right. And somebody reported him, and then they banned him from Fallout 76. See why I don't care about Bethesda or the layoffs or anything like that?
If you want to play a game for X amount of time, no matter if the game is new or 20
you don't
years
own
old,
anything.
They want to monetize that. They want to game pass you. Mark my damn words. So all this shit with the discs, that's just step one. And now really think about it. Do you really think that suddenly removing physical media is going to make everything okay for them? Do you really think that they'll be like, oh, thank God, okay, we did it. Now that all game sales are digital only, we are finally in the green and we can stop worrying about bankruptcy. It's not, fellas. It's not. It's not going to end with that. After all, they admit it themselves. See, one of their most stupid, self-defeating points in this whole narrative about physical games being so bad for business is that I thought there were no physical game sales, baby. What happened? Isn't that what they've been trying to tell us over the last few weeks as well? Shit, that's the exact words that Sony used to tell us that they were ending physical distribution. They released this statement. This statement is all about how there aren't nearly enough physical game sales to keep justifying the existence.
And that was bullshit. The only reason that they're trying to shift is because of the third party market sale. We don't want you getting used games. We want you to rent in full price. You know, they want to dictate the sales or the discounts, if you even get discounts on PlayStation Store. Newsflash, you don't. And also, they want to bulk up on AI. They do. And the funny thing is, they're going to waste money on AI and it won't go anywhere. How are you supposed to sell your video games when nobody's going to be able to find out where the video games are? No. Don't. You can't, bro. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. All the people that get physical media at these GameSpots and GameStops and the EBT stores, they're not going to be happy about opening up their box and then nothing's inside. So that whole idea, nobody's going to be able to see your video games anymore. You might do these TikToks and Instagrams and Twitter feed things. How much? How much? I'm just curious. Do people really go on PlayStation TikTok? Do people really go on Instagram? Or do people go on Twitter to see what PlayStation has? Do people even go on YouTube to see what PlayStation has? The only game that actually gets any sort of viewing, like actual substantial viewing, are the biggest games that you got, which is Rockstar's game GTA 6. Everything else, maybe 14,000 views. 8,000 views. Oh, here's an indie game going straight to PlayStation. Here's another 5,000 views. So you're not going to be able to see any of these games in front of stores where normal people visit constantly. You've literally just put yourself in a corner where instead of you coming out and showing your game everywhere from physical to or digital, you've just backed yourself up, and you went from like, welcome to PlayStation, how can I help you, here's our game, check out our exclusives, to God of Love, got the PlayStation Store, God of Love, it's over here. And of course, yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that have a PlayStation 5. How many of them are going to get a $2,000 PlayStation 6?
Of physical media production that the customers,
What's up, Shadow?
the gamers, us, overwhelmingly chose digital. Then they also release loose numbers of how many more digital downloads there are than sales, while, lumping together.
Do not believe any numbers that come straight from these big analysis channels.
Together DLCs, demos.
It doesn't matter what sort of numbers of copies of sales that happened for a certain game. All that matters is that PlayStation would have never gotten here without physical. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5. Complete overwhelming amount of people were on physical. 100%.
Free-to-play stuff, etc., that exists digitally only. But shh, don't tell nobody that you're not supposed to know that, guys. You're not supposed to know that one. But anyway, back to the argument, right? So, if digital media is indeed so dominant that most sales are already being done over there, then how the fuck are these companies losing so much money with the physical media? Again, this whole post and that whole video from Jason Schreier is all about how companies earn like 50% less on a physical sale than a digital sale. But
it does not matter. It's money regardless. Here's a crazy idea. You want to know the perfect example of digital and physical? Here's a perfect example. You have a restaurant on the East Coast. How about we get a second restaurant, this time in the West Coast? So now you have a restaurant in the West Coast and the East Coast of America. So you're getting double the money. So this whole idea, this like, oh man, bro, we got one good store. Bro, what if we had two good stores? Bro, I never thought about that. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like perfect example. Do you have a store that you wish you could go to and you realize that, oh shit, there's only one of these stores and it's in some other fucking place in your state's capital or something, and you're like Micro Center. I want to go to Micro Center, but it's not in my area, and the Micro Center is like all the way in like the deepest part of the city, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna drive an hour away to just go to Micro Center so I can like get some like parts for my PC. But what if there's two Micro Centers? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm coming, what I'm picking up here? And so they're over here just like, nah, son, let's just have one store, the PlayStation Store. And I'm just like, nigga, nobody's gonna fucking see your game. Your game is gonna come out, and you're going to ask regular fucking kids, and they're going to be like, bro, did you play fucking Pee Pee Poo Poo Man? And they're like, what's that? It's a new PlayStation game. Nah, I haven't seen any PlayStation games lately. I've been on PC playing Minecraft or some shit. Or on Roblox, or playing Fortnite, or playing like, I'm sorry to say it, I'm going to say it, these friend slop games are getting more traction than your fucking like exclusives. You know what I'm saying? these friend slot games are getting passed around to other fucking streamers and YouTubers, and they get the views. And so and then they see that game and they're just like, oh man, I want to play that with my friends. And so that's the only thing that PlayStation will have. It's just like, bro, let's just let like this is why listen, this is why I fucking hate streamers and YouTubers now, because they're walking talking advertisements, and they'll right now a lot of these YouTubers and streamers are going to be like, man, they took away physical. That sucks, man. That's stupid. That sucks. And then they'll suck Sony's fucking fat little nub, and they'll be like, listen guys, you're just gonna have to get over it. I just got like a copy and I could play this game early and you could check it out and you could rent it. I mean, buy it yourself.
If there's so few physical sales, how are you struggling? How can you both be telling us that digital is booming, where you earn much more money than the physical sales, but at the same time, physical sales must be booming
We'll talk
as
about
well
Jason
because
Schreier
you're
later.
losing a bunch of money on them apparently. Enough that you need to end physical distribution for it. You guys smell that? I smell shit. But oh please, continue. I'm getting so much enjoyment from this clown show. This is the next part of his post. It's just 3 paragraphs where he's literally trying to explain the same concept, that physical generates less money than digital.
What happens normally when a version of the game product is less profitable than the otherwise identical good? It is sold for more. What happens normally when a version caters to a hyper-passionate niche? It is sold for more. What happens when a version, again, to the claims of its ardent buyers, have more value than the allegedly inferior alternative? It is sold for more. Why do I give a fuck? That's not my problem. That's a PlayStation problem. Why would I give a fuck?
But as if you guys were mouth-breathing 5-year-olds. So pause if you want to, but we're moving forward to the next point.
Yeah, let's just move on.
This is point number 1. The very players who are offended by the loss of an option that they, a self-professedly valuable customer group that is actually marginally on the whole, refuse to actually pay for their preference.
Damn, this
In
guy's
fact,
entitled.
They expect everyone else to pay for that preference. Gamers will whine, saying, it's good business practice
Damn,
to
this
do
guy's
well
a piece
by
of
your
shit.
fans. Sure, but it's not good business to monetize your most passionate players the least. Divert profits to disc makers and retailers, not game makers or platform subsidizers, let alone.
But what does he know about good business? He didn't get a brand new trophy for 2026. You got a CEO trophy from 2024. Where's your brand new trophies at? How am I supposed to listen to you when you don't got an updated trophy, motherfucker? So here's something amazing that he probably doesn't understand, because let's just be honest. If you have a good product and it's affordable, your game will go a long way. If you have a game that is not fun and it's super expensive, people won't buy it. If you have a mediocre game and it's sold for cheap, people won't buy it. Kind of like with the whole Halo Studios thing. How is that supposed to work? Oh, also, is there extra insensitive incentives to make sure that the customer actually is, afforded a, what's the good word? What's a good term? What's a good term for it? Kind of like with the whole thing when it comes to Steam. Steam has different ways of you actually seeing whether or not this game is good or not. You got the overwhelmingly positive, you got the mixed, and you got the mostly negatives and all that sort of stuff. That is it's right there at the top. That's the marketing tool. It's right up there, and it lets you know right off the bat, like, this is a smart purchase or this is a dumb purchase. A lot of people, when it comes to mostly positive, people will look and realize, oh shit, the performance sucks. That shit does not fly with PlayStation. Oh, checking the numbers with Steam DB? That shit does not fly with PlayStation. All these smart ways of trying to figure out whether or not to buy the game is right there in front of you for Steam. This is why PlayStation hates you. This is why PlayStation hates Steam. It's because they are giving the customer the necessary tools to figure out whether or not this game is worth the $70, $80, or $100 price. This is why they want to pull away from the third party, the third market.
Alone offer the best version of your product at the worst economics. Literally just more.
You see a game and you see a game on Steam and you're like, all right, let's check and see if it's good. All right, we need to check these reviews, the positive, the negatives. Okay, how many people are playing it? Are there enough people that I'll actually get a good, like that I'll actually get, like nobody wants to play on a dead server, so they want to see whether or not there's enough people playing the game. It's like, okay, it's making good numbers. Now let's reverse that. Let's do this the PlayStation style, the PlayStation Store style. This game is worth $70. Okay, that's a lot of money. That you might as well be $100. Okay, so how many people are playing this game? I don't know. Is this game good or bad? I don't know. Go check it out on, I don't know. Go check it out somewhere. I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
That we kind of already covered in my last rant. We're gonna do it in more detail now and address a few new things. First of all, this dude is acting like the production area is raking it in, when in reality, this has been an industry practice for so long that the production cost of physical copies for these companies.
Somebody said 1 million sales with $20 profit per sale versus 3 million sales with a $10 profit per sale. And these CEOs pick the 1 million sales every time. I don't know how the most smooth brain morons get in these positions. Former position for this guy. But you're absolutely right. You remember when Bank of America was literally, curling their toes to make sure that Rockstar makes GTA 6 $100. They were just like, you better make this shit $100, bro. Make it $100, bro. Make it $100. They got their wish.
Was min-maxed years ago. Again, if it hadn't, this industry would not have grown. Yes, it's still an additional cost that selling a game digitally does not have, but it is nonetheless not a financial black hole the way that this.
You know what this combat reminds me of? God of War. A lot of these games are the samey. By the way, they got the same fucking reticle thing as God of War in a lot of these games, where it's four moves up in the front, and then what? You hit L2, and then it's another 4. All these games are the fucking same, bro. All of them are the same.
Guy makes it.
They all look the same too.
Sound. That's number 1. Number 2.
To be fair, you could say that about waifu games.
I don't give a rat's sweaty. It is not less. It's still in the can. If it hadn't, this industry would not have grown.
Let's get all the way to the beginning.
That the area is raking it in, when in reality, this has been an industry practice for so long that the production cost of physical copies for these companies was min-maxed years ago. Again, if it hadn't, this industry would not have grown. Yes, it's still an additional cost that selling a game digitally does not have, but it is nonetheless not a financial black hole the way that this guy makes it sound. That's number 1. Number 2. I don't give a rat's sweaty ass if you don't want to share part of your revenue with retailers. It's part of the fucking business. Like if you're making a car and you're mad that you have to spend money for the tire company to make the tire, too fucking bad. If you don't want to spend money on tires, get the fuck out of the car making business.
That's the thing though. A lot of these CEOs and a lot of these execs within like PlayStation and Xbox really like to rake it in. They really like to get in there and they're just like, let me do the most draconic corporatism ever, and then let me fucking do some insider trading, get the money, and then 2 years down the line, I'm just like, well, guys, like you'll just get a random notification saying like, oh yeah, he left, and then he stated he either they didn't make a statement about why they left, or they made a statement saying like, I tried, guys, I tried, I tried to do my best for king and country, I did my best. Anyway, I'm giving it off to some random bitch, whatever, here you go. And that's it. Oh, also they run off with $36 million or something like that, or $4 million. They're just like, oh man, I tried my best for PlayStation. I tried my best. I tried my best, because you never hear these CEOs talk about customers. I'm surprised fucking Asha Sharma said the word customer, by the way. But they'll come out of nowhere and they'll be, like I said, they'll just be like, oh man, I did my best, guys. All right, who's next? Who's next to fuck up PlayStation?
Business. Go make boats. I don't like that I have to share the money with the retailer. Well, I don't
agreed.
the money for myself. So that's number 2. Number 3, Jacoby. Where's the problem? You already said the overwhelming amount of sales are digital. So how are you losing money? How are you diverting your profits to the production of the discs and the retailers if, according to you, physical media customers are insignificant in the grand scheme of things? According to this gonk, we aren't even out here in numbers paying for our preference, so let's just call it like it is. If you retards have a big money leak, it isn't being caused by physical media. So once you kill physical media and your money keeps leaking, what are you gonna go for next? Is this gonna be the miraculous time?
Yeah, after physical media is gone, what is your next lie that you're gonna tell? It's just like, we got rid of physical media and we're still having problems, and then we're like, well, that's your fault. What do you want? It's just an ongoing perpetual lie.
Time where you finally look inward at how you run your businesses and you finally fix the 50 moronic causes of that leak? Sorry, fellas, that was a rhetorical question. They'll never self-evaluate. The fault is always going to be yours.
A lot of these CEOs are not gamers, so they're just they would see Hunter's Gathering and they would be just like, awesome, I can't wait until 50 million people play Hunter's Gathering. That's what they're gonna say. Okay, they're a little bit smarter than that, but they did look at Hunter's Gathering and they looked at the Horizon numbers. It's like, oh man, how many people like this? Is okay. They're smart and retarded at the same time. Can we all agree on that? Okay, they're right in the middle where they're just like, listen, guys, a lot of people like Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, a lot of people like Horizon Zero Dawn. How about we give them more, but it's a fucking live service? Okay, are we gonna put Aloy in it? No. It's like, but they like the open world, right? We'll give them an open world, but different. It's gonna be less of an open world, and it's gonna be like Monster Hunter. Do people like Monster Hunter? People like Monster Hunter. Make it look like Monster Hunter, but also Borderlands at the same time. And also with Hunter's Gathering, make every character have a smug smirk on their face. Bro, it's gonna sell like hotcakes. That's the shit. That's the shit. But they know not the only reason that they're okay with throwing away money on a live service is because they can get a good return after their live service, doesn't make it. But if they had a bad single player game, like I think God of Laufey will be fine, but I don't think it's going to make more than the previous games in the God of War franchise, which, Kratos franchise. So let's just say God of War Laufey does not sell. and then Hunter's Gathering doesn't sell. Which one of these two games is going to hurt PlayStation more? It's going to be God of War Laufey, because now they're perpetually stuck with a one-player game that they have to make sure that is properly managed, because they did this whole thing where they're just like, let's just keep on doing patches. If the game sucks, we could just patch it later. This is the thing that they made. They made this. Back in the day when you had a whole game and there was no patches, they just had to, you know, you bought a game and it was actually fixed. It was actually a fixed working game. Not anymore. Now they could just release a game and it fucking is a buggy fucking mess, like CD Projekt, like a Cyberpunk 2077. How much money did they have to spend to make sure that Cyberpunk 2077 works? Along with the DLC, a lot of fucking money. So now even though CDPR and, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, they finally got a positive after the whole Phantom Liberty thing. But let me tell you, they still feel that shit. Okay? They still talk about it. They're just like, oh, we can't do that shit again, bro. That almost fucking ruined us. You see what I'm saying? And we're talking about a one-player game. If we're talking about a failed live service, they're just like, oh, bag it and tag it, boys. Let's move on. Do like 100 layoffs, and then let me get you know, get me some money, and yeah, we'll just call it a day, and then we'll just work on the next game. That's what the what live service does.
No matter what, and they will just keep fleecing you in new ways. They'll keep hiking up the game prices despite physical distribution costs not even being included anymore. They'll keep making more subscription services and more subscription service tiers and hiking up those prices too. They'll keep trying to change the way that game sales work. You can already see the beginnings of that with the pre-order early access bullshit that they do.
I hate that shit.
It won't be early access. It'll be exclusive access through pre-orders, while standard copies that aren't copies anymore because physical media is dead will be timed. And if you want to play more of a certain game, you'll have to pay more. But Dez, are you crazy? You exaggerate. Bookmark the video. This is where they're headed. They're not.
CEO Asha Sharma hints they are planning on moving away from having customers buying consoles and instead going to monthly rental, a subscription program. You want to know why? It's because they know that we're all broke, so they're trying to do everything that they can to get your money. So they're just like, well, I can't make these people pay for a $60 or $60, a $70 game or an $80 game, much less a $100 game. So I want to get their $5 perpetually.
Not even trying to hide it. If they don't crash sooner, that's where we're going to end up. A revolutionized business model where everything is an Xbox, everything is a PlayStation, so long as you're playing for that cloud subscription. And instead of singular game sales, you'll have game packages. There's games already selling at $80. These price hikes reflect the extra cash that is spent on physical
This combat is basically fucking Dragon Age Veilguard
distribution. They sure as hell don't reflect an increase in quality in the games. Good Lord knows that's not it. It's been the opposite, if anything else. This is something you soy boys, you corpo boys over there, refuse to admit, is that the average AAA release is so bad, or at most painfully average, that it doesn't even justify the $70 asking price. But $70 is all you ever ask for, unless you're asking for more. What you haven't done, right, what these companies haven't done, is lower the price of digital games. That's what you should have done years ago already. Digital purchases do not incur any of these costs and are valued a lot less.
You remember when everybody was saying, look guys, you're actually buying more things digitally than you are physically, only to find out that they actually counted all of the DLCs and the packs and the and all those small things on the side. So they're not only counting you buying the game, but they're also counting all the DLC little things that you buy on the side. That's what they counted. So the number is skewed.
We can't place them on a shelf, we can't store them, we can't lend them to a friend to give it a try, we can't sell
a lot
them
of us
if the
have
game
backlog.
turns out to be a waste of goddamn time. We're just stuck with them in our digital libraries until the day that the company decides that we don't own the license anymore, and then they're gone. That alone should have already made digital purchases way cheaper. A digital game shouldn't go higher than $50, especially for
True.
PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo's first-party games, because
True.
then they're not even paying the 30% for the platform, right? So Ubisoft, if Ubisoft is selling an Assassin's Creed game on PlayStation and you buy the game through PlayStation, PlayStation gets 30% of that sale and Ubisoft gets 70%. This is something that I would actually love to see reduced. After all, these platforms are doing nothing. I mean, those 30% are for nothing. I kind of get why it happens on Steam. You know, the thing about Steam is that you get in, you have a bunch of games that you can pick and choose from. You got a whole ass community tabs, community marketplaces, you got Steam organized events, you got fantastic, simple online features, chatting.
You got a lot of stuff on here that literally pretty much not only makes you, they have a lot of things within Steam that gets you engaged with other people of like minds, where you can, you know, put up videos, you can put up pictures, you can put up mods, you can put up forums. They have a lot of things in Steam that really perpetually like make sure that you like not only and yes, Steam has some problems as well, but there's a lot of things within Steam that actually helps out the customer and actually gets you engaged with the with Steam and also other communities as well. So you really don't get in with community. You're pretty much alone when you're in the PlayStation Store. There's no hanging out with brand new people. You'll find them in multiplayer, but you know what I mean?
Workshop, mods, cloud saves, guides, user reviews, comprehensive tabs for developer notes, patches, etc. And if you want to play online, it's free. Also, loads of customization.
That's the one thing that I really wanted to get out of PlayStation 4 was the fact that I am paying for my internet, and these motherfuckers want me to pay extra for internet. I am so surprised that a lot of people are still playing on PlayStation and they're just okay with that. Maybe it's because a lot of people are retarded and they like to perpetually live in their fake luxury. But as soon as I had to pay for internet, even though I'm paying for internet, I'm just like, this sucks. This is stupid. I didn't like it then, I don't like it now.
For your profiles, you know, stickers, emojis for chat, etc. Whatever you want, all paid through your game purchases, which award you points. So sure, Steam is also taking that 30%, but at least the platform itself is actually a feature-complete place where you got it all, so you see where the money's going to. Xbox and PlayStation, on the other hand, don't got shit. And
they don't got
if you want to
shit.
play online, or use cloud saves, or access higher value discounts on sales, you have to pay another monthly fee. So the least PlayStation and Xbox could do, when selling us the latest digital dogshit exclusive game with no disc option, is to price that boy a little bit lower. Just,
you know what also PlayStation could do? Fix their fucking servers so it's future proof. Instead of some random nigga coming out and just DDoSing like the whole fucking, just downing all of the servers. That'd be great. Didn't we just go over one like literally a week ago?
a little bit, huh? How about that? Like $50 tops. But will we ever see that from them? Will we ever see any lowering of any prices from any of these big AAA companies that don't gotta make discs anymore? No, never. In fact, we'll see the opposite. Price increases and further anti-consumer moves while they justify it to themselves by somehow blaming us. This genius even wrote in one of the things, I don't even have it right here, but he writes that if you buy a game secondhand, you're not even supporting Sony anymore. Motherfucker,
Who the fuck cares?
if I want to buy a game that's secondhand, you're not even supporting Sony anymore. Motherfucker, if I want to buy a game that some guy sold, it's my right. You're not a victim if I want to lend a game to a friend either. What the fuck is this? I gave my brother my copy of 007 First Light. Am I an enemy of the state now because I gave my brother a copy of a game that I bought at $70? Is my brother an enemy of the state for accepting a copy of a brand new AAA game without having to spend any money on it? Oh my goodness, how could this be? You corpo fucks, you are a special breed of pathetic, I gotta say, dude.
Yeah.
But let's move on, because the next one is gonna be real good. Now, fellas, feast your...
I'm gonna do this one conversation, and then we'll talk about Jason Schreier.
eyes on this fat line of copium. It actually impressed me when I first saw it. Quote, if Sony were the capitalist evil physical media fans claim it to be, well, there's an easy answer. If Sony could make as much or more money from those goods, well then by definition they would do so. If these customers were in fact as valuable as they profess, Sony wouldn't do this. But these players are in fact Sony's least valuable customers, and those who purchase a physical disc via resale aren't even Sony's customers. See, this is the one that I was talking about. If these customers valued physical as much as they profess, they would pay more. The issue is players want their cake and to eat it too. They refuse to put their wallets where their mouth is. Instead, they want Sony to pick up the check.
Ladybug. Hold on, be right back. Be free!
What are you, fucking stupid?
How out of touch do you have to be making a whole damn speech about how Sony is actually not the evil capitalist villain? Because if they truly were, then they would pursue the avenue that milks the most money for them.
If they were so evil, bro, then they wouldn't care about you like they don't care about you now. Yes. Yes. You're correct. They is like, yes, you just showed that they are evil. If they were so evil, then they would you know, not give you, yeah, they did that, and then they don't care. You just showed your hand.
While they are literally doing that, and you are confirming that they are.
Yeah, he's just confirming it.
What are you even saying?
What are you talking about?
Oh, the big bad gamers. They want oranges. But
it's like, if this serial killer was so bad, then he would kill this whole family in this house. And the serial killer's like, damn, shit, man. I was just about to do that. I don't know why you had to interrupt me. I don't know why you had to interrupt me, you know? I was just about to do that.
They can't accept that Sony will now only sell lemons. They call Sony an evil capitalist villain because there's not enough money in selling oranges.
It's not an evil capitalist villain. It's corporatism. It was capitalism, and then they changed into corporatism. There's a difference.
Well, if Sony truly was an evil capitalist villain and the oranges were profitable, then of course Sony would sell nothing but oranges. But as you can see, orange-eating assholes are Sony's least valuable customers. So of course, Sony has to go and sell lemons. Like, what are you even trying to say here, dude? Well, shouldn't this be worded the other way around?
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
Oh my god, did this idiot outsource the writing of this post to a bot farm in some shithole? You can even tell by the words he uses, like the amount of times he says profess and shit. Like, it's like a guy trying to desperately sound smart by using a nice, eloquent word, but he only knows that one word.
Like he just read a book, and then he saw one big word that he finally figured out, and now he's using that one big word way too many times, and everybody notices. It's like, oh, it's so eloquent. Oh man, if you could eloquently put it in a proper fashion, it's like I wouldn't put it that eloquently. And I'm like, nigga, you just discovered that word, nigga. You just discovered that word. Stop. Everybody sees it.
Word, so he keeps Dude, if you're trying to prove that Sony's decision to end physical media is not driven by greed, then you should be showing signs that physical media is actually extremely profitable. Not the other way around, you goddamn lobotomite. What the fuck?
Exactly.
How is this even real? How did this dude even get to become a CEO? This is the most perfect exemplification of why the industry is cooked. It's because it's being run by CEOs with the IQ of a brick wall. Also, one
This is why we need to have more. See, there was one Bobby Kotick, and then he finally left. Now we got little baby Bobby Kodicks everywhere, fucking up our shit. We got to get rid of them as well. Phil Spencer is another Bobby Kotick. He was worthless. He was stupid. And now we just got to we gotta empty them all out. Because a lot of these people don't know what video games are. They don't know what fun is. They just look at numbers and they're just like, what does this do? Okay, that's what that does. Okay, well, does it make us money? It doesn't make us money? Okay, then let's sell it. And I'm like, I just told you it's not going to make us money. Yeah, but okay, it's still a video game, so let's sell it. Sir, it didn't sell. God damn it. Why didn't I see this coming? Why didn't I see this coming? Literally, sir, I told you this is not a video game. That's mixtape, by the way. Anyway, I'm going to end it right there. This is Dezembro's video. I didn't even make it halfway through. Maybe it's because I've been blabbing on. But I'm going to share this with all of you. Give him a shout out. It's a good guy. But yeah, definitely a good video. Yeah, he blabbers on like I do. I respect it. Anyway. We're going to talk about this one. We're going to talk about this one. Okay, let's do it, boys. Okay. What's that? Yeah. Let's do it. Try boost it. No, get out of my face. Huh? Huh? No, get out of my face. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We're here to talk about Jason Schreier, and pretty much game journalist in general. But Jason Schreier is probably the biggest weasel of them all. Jason Schreier has pushed back against the claims that Blizzard workplace misconduct allegations were made up, saying the reality is far more complicated. According to Jason Schreier, the 2023 California settlement, which stated that no court or independent investigation substantiated claims of systemic or widespread sexual harassment, has been widely misrepresented as proof that nothing happened. He says both things can be true. The original, this was back when hashtag Me Too was at its finest. The original California lawsuit contained inaccuracies and exaggerated claims, while many women reported real experiences of harassment, discrimination, unequal pay, and ignored complaint. Wait. Discrimination is not fucking real. Unequal pay, not fucking real. If you were worth some... Okay. So here... You want to know, this is how it goes. Because you can smell that it's only women having these problems. I can't believe I fell for this bullshit back in the day. The reason that I finally broke away from that whole thing that was happening at Blizzard was because I was like, the whole time I was like, okay, the sexual harassment shit, that's bad, that sucks. But at least Blizzard is finally getting their comeuppance. And then I heard one stupid fucking lie that I was just like, I don't think any of this shit is real. So I hear all these sexual harassment things coming from Jason Schreier, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, they need to fucking be investigated. And then I hear one thing where I'm just like, okay, is this all bullshit? The one story that I'm talking about is I don't even think it's a fact. Somebody said that somebody went inside the lunch or the mess hall, and the mess hall went inside the ladies' locker room or refrigerator and took the breast milk. And I'm just like, Stop. What the fuck is going on? Because it's one of those things where you walk, where you're talking to somebody and they say 3 things that might be true. And then the 4th thing that they say makes everything that they said before seem like they might be untrue as well. Where they're just like, man, I really don't like paying taxes. Me too, bro. I really, man, car payments. Yeah, I get that, bro. Man, fucking, I wish I had a better paycheck, bro. Me too. And then the 4th one is just like, man, I really want to fucking do this. Or and you're just like, what the fuck? It's like, you hear all these problems that this man is having with money, and then all of a sudden the 4th thing that they say is like, bro, I just bought some brand new shoes for $6,000. And you're just like, nigga, it's not the taxes, it's not your car payments, it's you. You are spending your money frivolously. That's basically what's going on here. You're telling me this happened, and then out of nowhere you're telling me somebody stole breast milk? Really? Are we serious right now? So I'm looking at this thing: harassment, discrimination, unequal pay, and ignored complaints. These are all feminist bullshit. This is all feminist bullshit. Discrimination, really? Unequal pay, that is it unequal pay, or maybe you're just like the quality assurance lady that got laid off. You ever considered that? Ignored complaints, maybe because it wasn't a complaint, it was just you bitching. This is where I was just like, something ain't right. So Schreier based his reporting on interviews with around 50 current former Blizzard employees. He says that Blizzard workplace culture varied between teams over time, making the situation more nuanced than a simple true or false narrative. I'm sorry, you're the type of person that believes all women, okay? That's the type of person that you are. It's just a fucking fact. You're the person that was around Anita Scarsazian, like hanging around that shit, okay? You're fucking you couldn't wait until you got like a little bit of a thank you from that bitch, okay? You're just as feminist as all the rest of these fucking whores. You want to know why I know this? Is because you're stating this now after the fact. This was from 3 years ago. And now you're coming out and saying like, actually guys, let me explain myself, because he's got a video over here that he just put down 15 hours ago, and we're gonna listen to that bullshit. Permaban says, been keeping a small eye on what has been happening at Blizzard with all the new discoveries and the multitude of allegations that ended up over exaggerated or even false. Then I think of Jason Schreier and his book. I also remember wondering, many did too, if he knew all these horrible things, why did he take so long to report them? I think I have a theory on the question now, and if I'm right, I think mere opportunism and hot takes is the least of Jason's flaws. Flaw? No, this is him. No flaw here. This is who he is. This is my opinion, but I am starting to think that the reason he took so long to report them was because he was actually trying to use creative writing to exaggerate or even manifest the horrible things to make Blizzard look really bad. Perfect example. Rockstar was supposed to be sending out the first trailer release for GTA 6. You want to know who was snooping around? And oh shit, guys, this is when this trailer is gonna drop. That was Jason Schreier. Rockstar are pissed over what Jason Schreier did. They don't want to deal with this nigga. Here's another one. Sven Vinka in Larian Studios. When Jason Schreier kept on getting in Sven Vinka's face about using AI. Same fucking bullshit. Do you think Sven Vinka wants to talk to this nigga again? I don't fucking think so. Well, depending on Sven. Sven is really nice, but I don't think so. I think there's a limit to even Sven Vinka. Why? Well, only he would know his goals, wouldn't he? We all have our guesses. I'm sure more things will come out concerning Blizzard. So let's watch this fucking stupid video.
Outrage merchants are at it again today. Hello, it's One Take Schreier, and the outrage merchants are at it.
Outrage merchants? Shut the fuck up, you little fucking snively little fucking gremlin Jew.
Again, today's claim is...
Oh, no. Listen. Right now, it's like, how's Blizzard doing, by the way? Oh, that's right. Last time I checked, Blizzard employees are thinking about maybe the word Warcraft is a little bit too on the nose. It sounds a little bit icky. That's where we're at right now with Blizzard. Warcraft, oh man, that's such a bad word. How are we gonna bring in new audiences with such a bad word? Warcraft, oh my god. These fucking brand new hacks thinking that they're Warcraft. Stop.
That the allegations of sexual harassment at Blizzard are false, and that...
Well, why are you coming out with this information now?
Somehow I made them all up.
Sounded very nervous, bro. You sounded very nervous. A lot of niggas like this always be a lot of niggas like this, you can tell by the way they talk that you know that they're lying. Like you could probably look at a tweet from this motherfucker. By the way, he uses fucking Blue Sky, so that's one thing. Oh, this is the top of the charts fucking Dragon Age the Veilguard guy. That's the same game journalist, by the way. By the way, he also said that he loved Avowed. Okay.
If you're lucky enough to not be familiar with this world, there are a number of culture warriors out there who tweet all day about various agreements, whether or not they are true, in an attempt to elicit intense emotional reactions from...
They all say the same bullshit. Just hurry the fuck up, little bitch. They're trying to do the grifter. They say, suck my weenie.
their viewers.
Let me suck your ass.
These people aren't reporters. They don't actually talk to.
Nobody gives a fucking shit whether or not we're reporters. All that matters is us being brutally honest and having our fucking games back from weirdos like you.
Anyone involved or ask questions. They just kind of tweet and post videos, but they do.
They just hurry up with your buzzwords.
Have reach and sometimes bring in large audiences. This is part of a whole ecosystem.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. You are the large audience, you dumb bitch. You just started this channel not too long ago. Maybe months ago. You have a large channel because of your position. Dumbass bitch.
System that just rewards and leads to people getting paid for spreading this.
Does anybody else was able to go inside Rockstar and, you know, leak the opening, you know, trailer for GTA 6? I didn't get that privilege. Did you guys get that privilege? No, only him? Okay. He ain't getting that privilege anymore from Rockstar.
Information on the internet. And normally I just kind of ignore this.
He doesn't ignore this shit. He doesn't.
Part of the internet, like in the same way that you would ignore someone in Times Square screaming that the world is coming to an end because of gays in the military. But actually,
oh, he's definitely not ignoring anything, okay? By the way, no gays in the military. I'd appreciate that. I need you to focus on combat. I need you to be combat ready. Stop looking at Junior over there.
really today I did want to address it because I think this is a good opportunity to talk about a very serious, very important issue and
now it's time. He just wanted to slip that in? Of course.
Try to explain it in a way that captures the nuances and complexities of it.
You know what would be a good time to tell us the nuance and complexities of certain information like this? When it first started like 3 years ago.
And unlike those squealing cretins,
nigga, you're the one that's buried in the fucking mic. Necklace fucking bald ass fucking pube haired bitch.
I actually spend most of my time as a reporter on the phone. Well, I spend all day on the phone.
Oh yeah, you spend all the time on the phone because nobody wants you around. That's why, bitch. You used to be around a lot of these developers. Now they don't want to be around you anymore. I'm pretty sure some of them do.
With people who are involved in these stories, asking them questions, trying to corroborate their accounts with other people so I can piece together what actually happened. And
yeah, but how can I trust you when you would randomly bring up gay military people? Okay, you're already politically, ideologically captured right off the bat. Okay, how can you go from like, man, I'm doing all these fucking, you know, I'm talking to all these developers, and I'm just like, how can I trust you when you're already politically captured? You know what I'm saying? When you see a fucking trans person, you already know that you don't want to deal with this person. When you see a person like Jason Schreier, you already know that you want to fucking be away from this person. You see what I'm saying? Something's got to give, okay? When you hear one person with one small opinion saying something along the lines of like, you know, just something normal within the game industry or being, you know, when it comes to game journalists or microtransactions, you're willing to be like, okay, I want to talk to this person. Not this nigga right here. This nigga right here reminds me of the fucking rat, Ronald Weasley's rat. What's his name? Wormtail?
And so today's video that I'm going to talk about is based on two main sources. One is an article that I published in Bloomberg in August 2021 that I'll link in the show notes.
August 2021. Wow. Right on time, huh?
Notes, and the other is my book Play Nice about the history of Blizzard, published in October of 2024.
Nobody gives a fuck that book, but yeah, go ahead.
Fun fact, the same outrage merchants who are now claiming that I destroyed Blizzard by making up sexual harassment claims have actually spent the last 5 years or so claiming that I kept quiet about sexual harassment claims, just to kind of give you a look at the type of
you see the fucking weasel shit that he pulls off? Do you see the same weasel bullshit that he fucking pulls off? It's like, oh man, it was me helping them out. Oh, it wasn't me that was helping out. It's like, oh man, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was me. You see the fucking the little snake shit. It reminds me of that fucking one guy with the black hair in fucking Lord of the Rings, where fucking Carl Urban's character was like, how long have you haunted my sister's steps? Did he just say he's gonna use his article and his book as sources? Yeah, he's like, yo, let me tell you about... Thank you for pointing that out, Tekla. Bro, I investigated myself and I found no wrongdoing.
Intellect that we're dealing with here. But let's zoom out, because I do think this is really worth talking about. So in 2021, July of 2021, the California government sued Activision Blizzard for sexual harassment and misconduct. It was a big, explosive lawsuit. A lot of the claims, most of the claims really focused on Blizzard, the maker of Warcraft and Overwatch and Diablo and StarCraft.
Why is the company getting $18 million and not the women? Tell me. Why are the women not getting the money because they were treated in a way that was not right? But the company is getting basically what I'm saying is, why is the company giving them why aren't the people that were actually being involved not getting the proper treatment? You see what I'm saying? It's like, hey guys, you guys did all this bad shit. Give us $18 million. You see what I'm saying? Does this all correlate? It's like, hey guys, since you sexually harassed all these women, you're gonna have to give us $18 million. Does anybody understand what the fuck does that even? It's like, hey guys, we're gonna investigate Blizzard. Okay, I just investigated Blizzard. I got $18 million. Let's get the fuck out of here. What about the victims? But what about the milk? What happened to the milk? What happened to the milk? He's like, oh man, guys, we investigated, and so you're gonna have to give us $18 million. Is anybody going to jail? No. Why is nobody going to jail? You're just gonna have to #MeToo. They're gonna have to get fired. Oh, they're gonna get fired? You're not gonna send them to jail? Let's see if he says anything about somebody getting jail time.
This lawsuit included a lot of salacious details, some of which I subsequently reported were false, but we'll get to that.
Now he's like, I like how you slipped that up.
And it led to these massive effects for Blizzard and Activision as a whole. It led to protests and walkouts, eventually the sale of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft. One thing, by the way, I won't be talking about is the allegation.
What the fuck does that have to do with the allegations? Yo, can we...
In the lawsuit that a woman committed suicide as a result of harassment against her, because that is very complicated, very tricky. It involves Activision.
I don't give a fuck. Give me the fucking real shit. It's like, oh man, it's a very sensitive subject. I do not give a fuck. Just give me the fucking information.
Of harassment against her, because it is very complicated, very tricky. It involves Activision. Not
How is it complicated? Man liked woman. Hey, do thing for me. Oh man, this guy did something to me. Okay, we found out this guy did something to the girl. So what are we gonna do? You're gonna have to fire him, and you're gonna give me $18 million. No jail time, prison. We in prison, jail time. No, $18 million. Oh, okay.
Blizzard. It was a woman within Activision, not within Blizzard Entertainment. And there's been a lot of kind of details surrounding that story that are very hazy and hard to prove. It's very difficult.
All of a sudden, like the story back then, everything just flowed like water. And now we're here in 2026 where he's shifty-eyed and he's just like, oh, it's a little hazy here, and it's a little smoke screen here, and it's a little dicey here. How dicey is it? How dicey is this? Man likes woman. He's like, man takes woman. He's like, you'll do this thing for me. Where are we at here? Is it one of these guys that they fired? Wasn't he gay? Also, here's another thing that I might add. If you are a veteran at Blizzard, you matter more than these fucking hoes do. That's just a fact. Don't come up to me going like, oh man, they got more pay than me. They got this, they got that. That's because they know the in and outs of Blizzard. They know the in and outs of these video games. You don't matter.
To prove why someone killed themselves, or to be able to say that definitively, her parents, the parents of the woman who killed herself, actually filed a wrongful death lawsuit.
A wrongful death lawsuit. By the way, if you hire a crazy person and she believes, but I've been to these psych wards, you could literally say, hey, she's got nice hair, and then that lady will literally, because she's not taking her meds, she's not going to therapy, she's not gonna, like, I don't know, find out about life, or like go hiking. I don't know, hike, bitch. Fucking do pottery. She's gonna hang herself because some guy said that they liked her hair. This is just the truth. No, go look it up. Like, there's women out there that are just so, like, fucking twitchy that that's all it takes.
Against Activision Blizzard, and then took a pill
Let's hear him say
themselves, or to be able to say that definitively. Her parents, the parents of the woman who killed herself, actually filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, and then took it back, withdrew it. It's really messy. It's not something I'm going to get into because I don't have all of the facts surrounding it, because in that case,
Wrongful death lawsuit? Don't you mean somebody killed my daughter? I'm over here just like, oh yeah, that guy made my daughter kill herself, so I'm going to sue you. Actually, I take it back. So you mean to tell me everything we were just talking about from the beginning was true? Because that's the biggest one right there. We're talking about sexual harassment, right? The biggest one out of all of that was that there was a death. There was a death. Nobody's talking about killing. He's not even saying killing. So you mean to tell me it used to be killed? Like, oh man, no, it's like now it's, oh, she killed herself. Yeah, she killed herself. Yeah, turns out that nobody did it. We just fired the guy. We didn't really have anything on him.
wasn't able to talk to the victim involved because unfortunately she has passed away. She has died.
Oh my gosh, you're so fucking sick. You're so fucking pathetic. Listen, I tried to talk to the person that was killed, but she was killed. You want me to hear that again?
messy. It's not something I'm going to get into because I don't have all.
You should get into it because it's fucking important. Even if you don't have all the information, just talk about the information that's important.
Of the facts surrounding it, because in that case, I wasn't able to talk to the victim involved because unfortunately she has passed away. She has died by suicide.
Thank you for saying died by suicide.
I'm going to focus on the stuff that I can prove and corroborate, and the people.
Like, literally, that's the biggest one. I mean, literally, that's how this whole investigation happened. That's the biggest one. He just said that within 5-10 minutes. Usually when an investigation happens, you kind of have to walk into it. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, hey guys, you might want to investigate something. Well, why? Somebody killed themselves. Oh, okay, did somebody else kill her? It's like, you see what I'm saying? Where this whole thing gradually got worse. That's what you guys told me, right? Because somebody died, and this is important, right? So the biggest one, sexual harassment, like you're telling me there's just like a giant rape gang within Blizzard, and the biggest one was the one that killed herself. And I'm like, oh shit, well, if somebody killed herself, is it possible that somebody killed her? And then he just tells me, oh no, she just killed herself. And then the parents didn't file for any sort of, file against certain person for doing said thing. And I'm just like, okay. And then he comes over here, he's like, well, I don't want to talk about that. I was like, isn't that the biggest one? The biggest thing? Maybe for the next 20 minutes, he'll talk about the milk. I don't know.
That I've actually talked to. So, okay. 2 years after this lawsuit started, by the Activision Blizzard had become part of Microsoft, in December of 2023, California and Activision settled for $54 million. This was after the Microsoft deal had closed, so no longer run by the same people, different kind of entity, and that settlement was likely a whole part of that. And many of the women who worked for Activision Blizzard at various and during time periods that were kind of included in the lawsuit got checks as a result of that, sometimes significant checks in the 5 figures. And the language of the settlement, including the following, I'm going to read this entire thing. Quote, no court or any independent investigation has substantiated any allegations that there has been systemic or widespread sexual harassment at Activision Blizzard, that Activision Blizzard senior executives ignored, condoned, or tolerated a culture of systemic harassment, retaliation, or discrimination, or that Activision Blizzard's board of directors, including its chief executive officer, Robert Kotick, acted improperly with regard to the handling of any instances of workplace misconduct.
No, let's hear this one more time, because before I get mad, let's hear it one more time.
No court or any independent investigation has substantiated any allegations that there has been systemic or widespread sexual harassment at Activision Blizzard, that Activision Blizzard senior executives ignored, condoned, or tolerated a culture of systemic harassment, retaliation, or discrimination, or that Activision Blizzard's board of directors, including its chief executive officer, Robert Kotick, acted improperly with regard to the handling of any instances of workplace misconduct. So that language is at the core of this week's outrage merchant argument that the whole thing was bullshit. This happened 3 years ago, but I guess the culture warriors only discovered it now.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Explain. Explain. Shut the fuck up. Explain.
Now, which again shows you the kind of intellect we're dealing with here.
Yeah. Bullshit. Whatever. Explain.
But look, I'm not going to talk about them anymore. I'm going to talk about the truth of what actually
let's do that.
Happened at Blizzard, because despite the language in this settlement, there were a lot of women who spoke out about their experiences, and I can share some of their stories.
What a fucking feminist cuck. Believe all women. Believe, you just heard it here. right here. Believe all women. It's like, hey, nobody was jailed. Nobody did anything. Nobody allowed anything to happen. Even Bobby Kotick. Nothing happened. Okay. Let's listen to the women. Let's listen to the women. Fucking A, bro. Bro, you know what this is like? This is like going through the... This is like going through the fucking Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And we all know that Johnny Depp won that fucking trial because everybody found out how much of a fucking whore and a fucking weirdo and a fucking psychopath Amber Heard is. And then after the whole thing happened, Amber Heard still was talking shit. You know what I mean? It's just like everybody has found out what you were doing. Everybody knows you were just bullshitting. You were a thorn on Johnny Depp's side, and then Amber Heard at the end, or 3 or 2 years later, will be like, "Listen, actually, what happened was," and I'm like, "No, bitch, we already fucking know. You shat on his fucking couch. You shat on his fucking bed." And the funny thing is, you didn't even fucking debate on it. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, we have all the information here, and then you're just gonna come back years later and be like, actually, you want to hear my story? And I'm like, we already heard your story. It turns out you were a liar. How long is this fucking video? He said nothing of substance yet. An ocean of words to cover up the deceit. You know what? You're absolutely right. He's going to so we're going to listen to the women. Do you guys want to listen to the women, what they said? Because why would we listen to actual investigators? Why would we listen to actual investigators when we could listen to Jason Schreier and a bunch of fucking ugly bitches? Let's go.
So first of all, by the way, there were actually 2 lawsuits, a state lawsuit and a federal lawsuit.
Yeah, we know.
And this settlement was only for one of them, the state one. The federal lawsuit was settled for $18 million and did not have the same language, did not say anything like that, like the California did.
By the way, if this is a state and federal fucking lawsuit, listen, barely any police are going to be involved in this. They're just going to go in, look at some videos, look at some tapes, look at some papers, some ledgers, figure out some things. Like, literally, this is an audit. You hear what I'm saying? This is just an audit. This is an audit saying like, all right, guys, all right, $18 million. And I'm like, it's like, you're going to have to fire these guys. And by the way, can I add something? Since when did we start believing in investigators? Last time I checked, a lot of these judges and juries, and even the executioner is compromised. They'll see a woman, and then she'll cry for like 15 minutes, and they'll be like, well, she cried for 15 minutes. I'm gonna have to believe this. I have to. It's like, well, I believe you, honey. That's why we're gonna fire them, and we're gonna take $18 million from Blizzard because of their poor ownership, their poor policies. Aren't you going to arrest the people that did the stuff? Can't really do that. Can't really.
There's actually one of the reasons this is also messy is that the state investigators and federal investigators got into political squabbles, and there's a
no way.
Whole lot of details involving Gavin Newsom and accusations about him interfering in this.
You mean you couldn't trust Gavin Newsom to figure out where the fucking you couldn't Gavin Newsom couldn't help you out? God damn, I thought Gavin Newsom was such a stand-up guy.
That I'm not going to get into here, but
another thing we're not going to get into.
If you're interested in the legal drama, there's a little bit more there that you can find online here and there, and parts of that have still not been quite told. That story still isn't 100% clear of how all that went down, but
it should be clear by now. It should be clear right now. He's just going the story should be cleared up by now. This is all bullshit. Let's go.
I think that might help explain why there's still a couple of questions surrounding the lawsuits of it all. But let's put that aside. Let's look at
another
all the
thing
actual
aside.
Facts. And I think one thing that
facts. Okay.
It's really important here. If you've watched my other videos, you know this, but oftentimes when you try to reduce a story to a binary of like, is it true? Is it not true? Especially a story that's as complicated as allegations of widespread harassment and a culture of misconduct and
stop
sexual
with the
discrimination.
political shit.
Really
I need
does
the
a disservice
truth.
to a reality. Reality is more nuanced and more complicated.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Actually, two things in this case are simultaneously true.
Yeah, you said that already.
Is that the California lawsuit was misleading and full of inaccuracies. You can write anything in a lawsuit here in the United States, and that one had a lot of things wrong. The other thing that's true.
How would you know? How would you know? You're not part of this whole thing. You're not involved in any of this. You see what I'm saying? How would you know that any of the shit is wrong? You're an outside fucking party, you dumb bald bitch.
Is that many of the women who have worked for Blizzard over the last few decades have felt mistreated by the...
Oh, that's why you're right, because believe all women. Gotcha. How are those prison... it's like, I assume that every person that has assaulted a woman is getting dicked down by Tyrone, right? No, they're just fired? Okay.
Company. And I think that it's important to note that harassment is one thing. I think any company that reaches a certain size that gets into the thousands or tens of thousands is going to have incidents of harassment. It's really how the company chooses to deal with that harassment and
not every company is going to have harassment, you dumb fuck. They have the it's like, do you hear the words that he says?
Of harassment. Guys, that gets into that. Harassment is one thing. I think any company that reaches a certain size that gets into the thousands or tens of thousands is going to have incidents of harassment. It's really how the company chooses to deal with that harassment and the harassers themselves that creates a culture.
That's the first one where I'm just like, actually, he's right. I didn't hear that first half. That was right. See? I know when to be wrong, but yes, when you have a bigger team, bad things could happen. Perfectly true. By the way, I didn't tell them to hire tens of thousands fucking... did you tell them? I didn't tell them to fucking have this many people. And by the way, you guys have been around for fucking years. So what do you mean? I've been around these fucking people like this, where they'll just be like, oh man, all this bad stuff is happening. Well, why don't you leave, Stephanie? Oh, well, that's because I want better pay. Okay, all right. So much for the harassment, right?
So back in 2021, California lawsuit dropped. I did what any reporter would do. I started making phone calls. Before this, I'd heard a few details, a few anecdotes.
Wouldn't it be a good moment to actually give this to the police? Your job as a game journalist is to focus on the game. Isn't this sort of so literally you just became a gossip queen? Your job is to focus on the game, and you just you just talked about something else then? It would make sense that you want to talk about where's the money going, or what kind of features are going to be within the game, or where is the company moving forward, or how is the top dog handling the team when it comes to, oh shit, well, this bad stuff is happening. You know what I would do? I'd be like, oh, sorry, hun, I don't know. This is what I do. So there's two things that you do when it comes to getting this sort of information and you're an outside party. Here's the first one. Oh man, well, they treat me horribly and they do all this stuff and I don't get better pay. And I'm like, well, you should probably deal with that, hun. I don't know anything much about that. I don't even know if if you're even telling me the truth. But if you have any sort of problems within there, you're gonna have to probably have this conversation with your higher ups and then go from there. I don't really know too much about that, and I don't know if I can take that as gospel, you know what I'm saying? Or you do what Jason Schreier does, where it's just like, ooh, give me the deets. Ooh, give me the, ooh, he did this. Ooh, he did that. Ooh, Stephanie, I'll go ahead and talk to Stephanie. Stephanie, what happened? Ooh, Stephanie. Ooh, Amber, what's going on with Amber? I'll go ahead and talk to Amber. Ooh, so you've been walking around this fucking studio being a fucking rat this whole time. Not a rat like, ooh, I'm telling, but a rat that just wants to start shit. Nigga, I could have come up to you and said, yeah, man, it's pretty bad, Jason Schreier. Yeah. They've been all calling me the N-word, and it... I just want to make video games, man. I just want to be video games, but everybody's trying to make me fucking pick cotton, bro. It's ridiculous. I'm an American. I'm an American, man. He's like, oh, it's okay, Mr. Hardcore Mode. It's okay. Oh, he's like, tell me more. And I'm like, nigga, I fucking lied. Get off the fucking phone, you fucking gremlin. Fuck you.
It's here and there, but not enough to actually be able to publish a substantial story, which one day down the road, I'll do a video about how.
So there has to be another story. One day I'll give you another video attached to the video that is like that'll be another. This nigga is the perfect example of Dragon Ball Z. In the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, we will give you more information. But before that, we have another episode of Dragon Ball Z where we give you a little bit more information. Next time in the episode of...
Oh, I make stories and what you kind of need, the threshold of proof that you need to actually be able to do a story, but it wasn't enough at that point. So now the floodgates are open. People were open to sharing their experiences. People were going on social media talking about their experiences. At the time for this Bloomberg story that I published, I spoke to about 50 current and former employees. And the reality, of course, was nuanced. I mean, for starters, Blizzard was a massive organization with thousands of employees. And
that's not a nuance, but continue. Everybody knows this.
Dozens of divisions, and your experiences there would be drastically different depending on where you work.
Everybody knows that because it's thousands of people. Of course, the thousands of people are not in the same fucking building, you dumb fuck. Oh my fucking God. No fucking way. Here's another thing. You know, if 50 people talk to you, won't you get a different story every time? Oh, Amber saw this. Oh, yeah, Amber saw this, but with Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie definitely. Oh, man, you need to know about Larry. Larry did. Oh, my God. But listen, this person. Oh, Larry, let me tell you about Larry. And then the story changes. And then when you get at the end of it, you're just like, what the fuck?
And who you worked with. The Overwatch team had a different culture than the Diablo team, and nothing was quite like the Battle.net team. I'll get to that. And of course, Blizzard in the 1990s was very different than Blizzard in modern times. If you want to read about the old days, a lot of that is in plain sight.
I will stop the video until we reach something.
For now, let's focus on the modern times.
Actually, no, I can't do that because that would be what's it called? I'm not trying to steal his content, so.
Some women said, hey, I had very positive experiences at Blizzard. Others said they were harassed frequently and felt discriminated against.
Explain.
Many women told me that working at Blizzard was kind of a paradox for them. This was a very common theme. This is a place where they had some of the best times of their lives, met some of their closest friends, people who they got married to or were in their wedding parties, who they're lifelong friends. Yet it was also a place that felt like it didn't treat men and women equally. And working at Blizzard,
you don't give about equality, you dumb bitch. You don't give a fuck about equality. Equality to him is women are on top and men are down below. Everybody fucking knows that. Okay? And by the way, did you know that if you start at Blizzard, you're gonna have less money than the person that's been there for 8 years?
kind of trying to wrap your head around that paradox where it's kind of some of the best times of your life and some of the worst times of your life. Often for stories like this, the people involved want to stay anonymous, and many of them did, but actually some were willing to speak on the record about their experiences and are quoted by name in my reporting. So I can give you specific names and accounts from these women. There was Cher Scarlett, who told me for a Bloomberg story that she was groped at holiday parties. There's Nikki Broderick, who told me that...
What holiday party? What holiday party? Don't just skip out on that. There's plenty of holiday parties. And who groped her? Oh, let's move on then.
A bunch of things, but one anecdote that she told me is that a person she worked with looked at her and said, quote, her ass looks great in those shorts. And as a result of that, she never wore shorts into the office again. She told me about various times where she complained about things to HR.
Who was that? Who was that person? We're gonna get a name. Also, here's a funny thing. When a woman says it, it's okay. When a man says it, it's wrong. So a person. A person. Really? Usually when you're in this... Bro.
And nothing was ever done about it. I spoke to Connie Griffith, who told me that in...
So, did you know that if nothing happens, nothing happens?
Executive meetings, when she was an executive assistant at the time, she would hear some of the top men at the company complaining about hiring women, saying, if we hire these women, we got to be more careful around them. Broderick and many of the other women who worked for Blizzard told me they compared their salaries to male colleagues.
Before we get to the salary thing, about the whole women thing, who gives a fuck? Also, if you work there and you're part of the hiring process, they can hire whoever the fuck they want. Surprise. Oh man, I gotta be careful bringing in people into my house because I can choose who's in my house.
And found that they were paid less even when they had the same or even more experiences.
Details. Because I guarantee you, if we got details from that, it would be a different story. Oh man, I just had the same experience as that other guy. And then we would talk to another individual and be like, actually, she's only worked here a year. Oh, that lady, she's kind of brand new. Actually, she might be right. You can't just get information from one person and then get one whole story from her perspective and then just get another whole story about their perspective. You're not, it seems like you're not even getting a conversation on the other side. It's like, oh, Larry did this. Okay, let me talk to Larry. This nigga's not talking to Larry. As a matter of fact, all these ladies talking about some guy are not even mentioning the name.
In fact, Roderick's husband actually wound up like leapfrogging her at the company. They both worked for Blizzard and wound up making more over his time there, despite the fact that she had more experience at Blizzard than he did.
Wow.
6 different women for
Who
the Bloomberg
cares?
story, and even more later on,
Who
told me
cares?
about incidents where they were harassed by men. They went to HR, reported those incidents, and HR did nothing. Even
What happened? Hey guys, did you know that Bing Bong right over here has just got harassed? Come here, Bing Bong. Oh, Bing Bong doesn't want to be in the screen right now. Bing Bong has just been harassed. But let people know that Bing Bong has been harassed. Who did Bing Bong get harassed by? We don't know.
there's a little bit of nuance, because sometimes HR might actually take disciplinary actions against men but not tell the people who reported it. That itself is kind of a problem, but there are ethical and legal complications there. Regardless, those women came away feeling like nothing had been done. They still had
Believe all women. Believe all women is what you're saying. So they tell you this story. And you're just, because that's what you're doing, right? You're not even going halfway with it. As a matter of fact, if I'm looking at this correctly, it seems like you're just sniffing for different things to like tag on to Blizzard. So you just talk to another person. 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 And then you make a note of it. And then you make an article about it. And then nothing comes up. Nothing comes up. We're just getting news. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But these ladies, I believe them.
to see some of those same men every day. Sometimes it was their bosses, sometimes it was people who were above them. It contributed to this feeling overall among women, and this is a common theme that I've heard, that their issues were not being addressed. And then there was Battle.net. Battle.net, if you're not familiar, Battle.net is the service that Blizzard uses to sell and distribute their games online. And there was a big Battle.net department that incorporated, it was kind of like the tech department, IT department. It had all these reorgs, change of names all the time. But under a guy named Ben Kilgore, who was the chief technology officer, it felt like a frat house. People would take shots during meetings and vomit in trash cans. I swear to God, I heard all sorts of crazy stories about these hazing rituals that people had to go through. Alcohol was such a big problem at Blizzard and overall, but especially in the Battle.net department, that the company actually temporarily banned drinking at holiday parties at one point, and then later said it was instituting a 2-drink minimum at these parties because people would just kept getting drunk and causing problems. And
I don't care. Oh, wow. Somebody had a drinking party. They were playing around. Nobody died. Nobody fucking got hurt. So fucking... You think this is the only place that gets a fucking party? It's like, wow, we partied hard, guys. Man, that was crazy. All right, yeah, we need to dial it down. What does this mean? By the way, I'm pretty sure this alcohol thing was not part of anything going on between the investigations. Oh, guys were fucking being retarded. I'm sorry. You could miss me with that bullshit. I've seen how you guys live in these fucking studios, okay? Guys playing it's like, it's a frat house. That means, are you saying that women were not involved? Oh man, it's like a frat house in here. It's like, oh, you mean women weren't involved? Where are the women at? I'm over here. I'm over here waiting for the allegations between one person to another one, and you're over here saying like, man, these guys were hanging out with guys, and then they passed out. I'll be honest. Gayest fucking party I've ever fucking heard.
driving drunk, and alcohol was just everywhere. It was a real problem.
Driving drunk is bad.
Ben Kilgore, who ran the tech department, in fact, he was the chief technology officer. In fact, he was being lined up as the successor to Mike Morhaime, the CEO of the company. He was going to be the next CEO of the company, was then fired in 2018 after an investigation into his behavior and allegations surrounding him sleeping with subordinates. He was actually fired for lying to the investigators, according to people who know what happened or familiar.
According to who? Give me some example. By the way, two consenting adults having sex? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You didn't even say the R word. No sexual assault, no. It's like, oh man, he was gonna get this job, but he didn't get this job because he was having sex with somebody at work. It's like, well, he didn't say at work. He's like, he was having sex with a subordinate. So they didn't say they were having sex at work. He was just saying he had sex with a subordinate. Who gives a fuck? A lot of fucking people have sex with somebody that they worked with. Yes, some people have sex with somebody that they work with at their job, but you told me they had sex with a subordinate. So I'm over here looking for the R word, the little rapey rape. I'm waiting. Wow, he didn't get the job. Okay.
Investigation. The lawsuit, I think it actually missed a lot.
By the way, he didn't say it. He's like, why did he do an alleged? Why did he do an alleged for two consenting adults? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. If he had sex with somebody else that works there, so fucking what? It's like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm getting angry.
A lot of important parts of Blizzard's culture that I've explored in my reporting, like the lack of boundaries between professional and personal lives.
You wouldn't know this because you're having phone calls, you dumbass. You wouldn't know these things. You blindly believing all women is not helping.
At Blizzard, one, call it a quirk of Blizzard, was that many of the executives there were either dating or married to lower level employees, which led to a lot of uncomfortable situations from the CEO and multiple people in the C.
I don't care. The investigation is not going to go like, oh shit, you're dating Stephanie? Write this down, boys. We're going to get 18 million.
Wait on down. I mean, for example, imagine if you have an issue with someone.
I'm not imagining anything. Do not spin this into some random story in your fucked up head.
And turns out they're married to the person who runs Blizzard. What do you do about that? Or like one of
I'm not going in your head. I'm gonna whataboutisms. Just whataboutisms.
The
Move
top
on.
executives at Blizzard. What do you do about that?
Nope. Shut up.
Quirk, and I mentioned this in the book, is that several Blizzard employees were open swingers and would have sex parties that they would invite colleagues to. This stuff, I mean, a lot of these people, it was consensual. It was not something that was.
Whoa. Did you just see that switch up? I'm gonna wait for chat. Did you just see the switch up? Did you just see the switch up? Did you just see that? I'll wait. I'll wait for one person to find the switch up. I'll wait. Because he was like, this one guy at work. This one guy at work. This one guy at work. And then one employee, most likely female, was having consensual sex between partners and having I'm like, what the fuck was the switch up? This one guy was having consensual sex between another adult. This one guy was doing it. That's what I heard. And then as soon as he got to a female talking about like, oh man, we're doing, but you mean to tell me that not only are the males having sex, but the females are okay. Yeah, I got it. You guys are degenerates over there. But it seems to me like we're just having more and more consensual fucking sex. But as soon as we touch up on the female saying, oh, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's no fucking shot that a male said, oh yeah, we're having like a fucking orgy over here. A woman said that 100%. Do you hear males saying like, yo, I'm starting a swingers party, bro? No, a woman said that. Women do this bullshit. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry. It's like, as soon as a man says, bro, I'm trying to bring everybody here, it's like, he wouldn't say consensual. Let's be honest. But as soon as a woman says it, then people are going to be like, okay, a woman starting this? Well, who's going to be there? Is it going to be Maggie? Is it going to be, who's going to be there? And as soon as she brought it up, he's like, oh man, well, whatever you guys do.
Swingers and would have sex parties that they would invite colleagues to. This stuff, I mean, a lot of these people, it was consensual. It was not
a lot of people, or all of them.
Something that was people. I didn't hear any stories about people feeling like they were forced to do any of this against their will, but still, it contributed to this environment where, again, it just felt like,
bro, this nigga just mad because he didn't get invited.
there was no boundary between personal and professional lives. By the way, Blizzard is based in Irvine, California, and a lot of people move to
California, a swingers party? No way. A swingers party at California? No hoop-de-do. No way. Wowie zowie, I didn't see that.
For this job to work at Blizzard, and so their professional and personal lives
wait
being personal. It contributed to this environment where, again, it just felt like there was no boundary between personal and professional lives. By the way, Blizzard is based in Irvine, California, and a lot of people move to Irvine for this job to work at Blizzard, and so their professional and personal lives wound up intertwined because all of their friends and the people they made and the people they met and hung out with worked for Blizzard. So just kind of quirks of the culture that I think contributed to a lot of.
People are drinking, people are having sex, and some reason they keep on telling their friends to come over. Bro, we're making games, we're having drinks, we're having sex. Come on over. It's like I'm over here waiting on the fucking big bad. It's like, bro, this one guy, he bent me over and he just took what he wanted. Oh man, I don't want to work there. No, it's all cool, bro. Come on over.
The problems that women felt like they had to deal with. And then there's the Cosby Suite, which has become a lasting sign of Blizzard's debauchery. This idea of this hotel.
What do you mean debauchery? What about the fucking orgy? The orgy wasn't the debauchery. The Cosby Suite was the debauchery. Okay. I thought the debauchery...
Alleged rapist Bill Cosby. Dedicated to alleged rapist Bill Cosby. It all started in a California lawsuit, which said, I'm going to quote.
Well, whatever. The calling it the Cosby Suite does not mean everybody's just going around doing the Cosby.
Afrasiabi was so known to engage in harassment of females that his suite was nicknamed the Crosby Suite after alleged lawsuit, which said, I'm going to quote. Afrasiabi was so known to engage in harassment of females that
money.
Cardinal, thank you for the sub, much appreciated.
Let
me get back to it.
Cosby. It all started in the California lawsuit, which said, I'm going to quote. Afrasiabi was so known to engage in harassment of females that his suite was nicknamed the Crosby Suite after alleged rapist Bill Crosby. Quick side note, the fact that they call it Bill Crosby, I think...
Can we talk about the studio now?
Just kind of shows you how sloppy the lawsuit was in general, but still.
What about what you're doing? What does this have to do with anything?
Let's get into this. By Afrasiabi, they are referring to a guy named Alex Afrasiabi, who was a company veteran. He was the top director on World of Warcraft for a while, and he was also infamous at Blizzard as someone who was accused of wrongdoing by multiple women, but still managed to stick around. For Play Nice, about nearly a dozen people who were interviewed for the book told me that they had either experienced, seen, or heard about sexual harassment conducted by Afrasiabi. But let's talk about the...
Well, I'm still waiting. Just because you told me many people, all this like, oh man, seen, heard, oh man, accused, and I'm like, give me the thing. Give this lady, got it.
The Cosby Suite or the Crosby Suite.
Who cares about the Cosby Suite? Just tell me the people that work there.
I'm going to tell you a story from Michelle Morrow, who is an actress and writer who worked with Blizzard, who was connected with Blizzard, would often do hosting stuff for BlizzCon and interviews on camera, that sort of thing. And this story is published in Play Nice. It's something that I reported out over the few years leading up to the book's publication.
Yep.
So it's BlizzCon in the fall of 2013, and
fall of 2013. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. We're going on an adventure. So that we're not even going to talk about the Cosby Suite that you were talking about. We're going to 2013. Okay.
Michelle Morrow is out to dinner with Dave Kosak, who's a designer on World of Warcraft, and his wife, Crystal Kosak. Alex Afrasiabi drunkenly stumbles over, and according to Michelle Morrow, he starts hitting on her. Now, just to give you a little insight into the reporting process, when I hear a story like this, I will always try to talk to everyone was there.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you didn't. You talked to 50 employees and you were beating around the bush. You avoided the people that were, it's like, hey, my name is Suey. My name is Susie. And I got sexually assaulted by Brian. Okay, well, let me talk to Brian. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You didn't. It's like, oh man, my name is Lizzie, and I got assaulted by Smith. You didn't go to Smith. This whole time was like, the whole conversation was he said, she said, and you didn't talk to the other side. So you can miss me with that bullshit.
So Afrasiabi declined to comment, but Dave Kosak confirmed all of the details that Morrow shared and said, backed all this up, corroborated.
Who cares if somebody was hitting on somebody? I do not care. I think everybody should shoot their shot, you dumbass.
Stuff. So, Morrow tells me, I'm going to quote from Michelle Morrow. He told me if I married him, referring to Afrasiabi, he told me if I married him, I'd have the keys to Blizzard, whatever the fuck that means. So this is...
It just means, it's like, if I married you, I'd give you the world. It's not that difficult. It's literally not that difficult.
Going on for a little bit. Eventually, Dave Kosak takes Afrasiabi, guides him away from the table. Kind of a tough thing to do because Afrasiabi is Kosak's boss at the time.
I don't care if they were hitting on each other.
The next night, still BlizzCon, they are all going to a party at Afrasiabi's hotel room, which everybody called the Cosby Suite.
Okay, here we go.
This was 2013. This was happening, according to quite a few people I've talked to who were involved with this, because of an inside joke that had started a few years back when the carpet in one of their previous hotel rooms at another hotel looked like Bill Cosby's sweater. And so they made it into a joke. They would bring pictures of Bill Cosby and they turned it into a whole thing about this. a Cosby Suite. There
my
must always be a
God.
Cosby Suite, they would say. And on this group chat, Kosak writes that he's, quote, gathering the hot chicks for the cause. This is a group chat with him, Afrasiabi, and a few other Warcraft designers. Now, when Kosak says he's gathering the hot chicks, he's referring to Michelle Morrow and his wife in kind of a joking way. And Morrow confirmed this as well. So Morrow tells me, we'll get to the group chat in a sec, but so remember, we're at BlizzCon, they're all going up to the hotel room, they're all going up to the Cosby Suite, right? Morrow tells me they get to the Cosby Suite that night. She again has to fend off unwanted advances from Afrasiabi, but the night is
What does that even mean? Was he asking her out, or what? Let's keep going.
otherwise uneventful. It's just kind of another BlizzCon party.
Wait, what? I listened to that whole story, and you...
Suite, right? Morrow tells me they get to the Cosby Suite that night. She again has to fend off unwanted advances from Afrasiabi, but the night is otherwise uneventful. It's just kind of another BlizzCon party.
Bro, what up? Bro, maybe he has one more. We'll see if he has. This is the worst story ever. It is the worst story ever.
So, a year later, October 2014, a stand-up comedian named Hannibal Buress does a routine where he makes some jokes about Bill Cosby that resurface old rape accusations and wind up setting off this firestorm of new allegations and criminal proceedings. Dave Kosak tells me that at the time, he joked to his wife, I guess we won't be calling it the Cosby Suite anymore. But then, in 2021, the lawsuit hits, and the gaming website Kotaku shares a photo of a bunch of Blizzard employees, including Dave Kosak, gathered in front of this framed picture of Bill Cosby in the suite. This picture, at the time in 2013...
You know what have really... You know what would have really been really easy to do to be like, oh man, is like maybe some guy is advancing on a girl and shooting his shot. Maybe you should talk to the other side and get that perspective, because you're the individual that is behind these women, which I find more disgusting than these consensual fucking sexcapades than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the one on their side. You're not taking both sides. You're pretending to take both sides. And the whole thing. And then you brought up a comedian. Oh, a comedian brought up the Cosby Suite. And now they're not going to call it the Cosby Suite. No wonder it was only $18 million, because they looked at this and they were just like saying, bro, these people are degenerates and stupid. But I'm not sending anybody to jail. This whole video is done. I'm fucking done. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck this individual. Yo, fuck off. Fuck right off. 6,000 to 2,000? Yeah, bro. A whole lot of nothing. Unfucking-believable, bro. I need a lobotomy. Bro. A whole lot of... So, I can't believe I believed that shit in the past. I'm the dumb one. After that whole thing where they said somebody stole my breast milk, I was done. I should have been done in the very beginning. Now that you see once you start to grow up, you start to see the whole perspective. Well, depending on who you are, you start to see the whole perspective, and you're like, wait a minute. It's like, so I heard a story that a guy liked a girl that worked with him, and then they had sex. And I'm like, That has nothing to do with me. Do you have anything else? I also heard something where a woman started a sexcapade where they're having an orgy. It's like it was consensual and everything. Oh, now things are consensual. It's like also the Cosby Suite. A guy liked a girl and he shot his shot and it didn't work out and everybody left and everything was cool. And I'm like, bro, what am I doing here? Anyway, the grifters, this little fucking gremlin, fat little grubby fuck needs to be put in a tub of lard. He needs to be dipped in wax and then put on a pedestal, and then everybody goes like, yo, this guy's a game journalist. Haha. All the kids laugh. Yeah, he's a game journalist. Oh my god, he's so small. Jesus, man. Whoa. And don't come up to me saying, well, you didn't finish the video, nigga. The first thing that I would have said is like, listen, here's what's going on. Stephanie got assaulted by Jerry. And that was in the thing, and he's in prison. See, I told you guys. None of that. None of that. Even the thing with the lady that killed herself, the parents didn't even do anything about it. They just realized like there's nothing here. Unbefucking-leavable. Bro, if I ever make video games, I'm gonna have a female limit. I'm only 3 max. 3 women max, and one is gonna be the accountant. Another one is gonna be the secretary, and the other one is gonna be the second secretary. I don't want them touching my video game. Just stay there. Well, there's only 3 of us in here. Do you want there to be 2? No. I didn't think so. This fucking gremlin. Anyway, that's all I got. Take care. All right, guys. Oh my god. I literally thought that I was like, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's hear him out. And I'm over here just like, bro. Bro. I'm going to go read a book. I'm going to go read The Hobbit. And then I'm going to go to bed. Y'all have a wonderful day. Have fun. Take care. This is one of those streams where I'm pretty sure everybody's just like, bro, can we end the stream? This is the one stream where everybody's like, I'm tired of hearing him talk. Can we just end it? Is this the worst video ever? Is that what somebody... Oh, worst story ever? It's like, yeah, it is. To be honest, it's leftists who wanted to grab power. Not all women are leftists. Only 90%. Only 90%. How is that not an argument against women in the workplace? Am I being too harsh? No, that's literally... No, pound for pound. Okay, so if a dude is consenting, it's consent. But if a woman is consensual, it's still possible. That's what I'm saying. I was just like, the reason why it popped out to me, because he just said consent out of nowhere. Like, he was like, oh man, this guy was being with some one girl, and this one guy was liking some one girl. It's like, oh man, he said some stuff to this one girl. Well, what did he say? He said that he said she had a nice ass. Well, who said it? I don't know. So somebody said somebody had a nice ass, and I'm over here asking who said it, and you're like, I don't know. Do you know what this is called in the courtroom? It's called hearsay. That was a whole lot of hearsay. You might as well call that whole video Hershey, because it was all hearsay. Jason and his Jewish court tales. I'm done, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care. I love you all. I'll see you again. Peace. I'm done.